Great story, Jay, and welcome to the Super Sellout podcast.
Sup, you beautiful bastards!
Sup, you beautiful bastards!
I thought you were going to play into that.
Special guest today is me, Philip DeFranco. So good to be here.
In Super Sellout Podcast, episode 9.
You're always trying to find a cool way to...
Cool way to do it. I like doing JoJo poses and shit.
Cool. We got a great show lined up today.
I thought it was a real slow news week.
It was a real slow news week, which why it's going to be a great show. You wouldn't think so, but it is.
Plenty of quality memes.
So keep watching.
Alright, so first video we have is... a Pewdiepie video. Ideas from people with big brains.
Eat the toilet paper so it wipes on the way out. Good evening, everyone. My name...
Does take some decent creativity to figure something like that, man.
Yeah.
Like, I've been, like, trained throughout my entire young life of, like, how to solve, like, mathematics or economics or physics problems.
Yeah.
But, like, it blows my mind how people can, like, think creatively to, like, say shit like this.
Yeah, it's like what you do, you put dentures on your butthole, and then you don't have to chew your food, you just swallow it whole, and then your butt will just chew it out when it comes out.
Yeah, it's almost as great as an idea as that episode of South Park when they put food up their ass.
And then he pukes poo.
Oh, man, alright.
And I don't mean to brag.
Sven
but I have a
t-shirt.
very large brain. Just like the person
Yeah.
who wrote this god-awful...
I do watch his Minecraft Let's Plays.
So today,
Why?
we're gonna explore more people...
Oh, shit, you can see what his room looks like.
with big
Yeah,
brains.
because he
It's
he
a
moved
mirror.
his desk to the other way around.
Big brain as well.
Oh,
So now you can see the mirror.
you don't have a skeleton inside you. Your brain, you are inside a skeleton. You're piloting a bone mech that's using meat armor. That is fucking some good shit.
You don't have a skeleton inside you. You're a brain. You are inside a skeleton. You're piloting a bone mech that is using
That's
meat
pretty
armor.
good.
Yeah.
I never felt more powerful. I mean, technically, you're not wrong. Big brain! Very large brain. I bet this guy...
But you know how in like those like mech/Gundam animes, like the protagonist always gets his like super good mech, and then you have all the like filler villains that have just like copy and paste of just like generic piece of shit mech. So if you took this analogy, it's like, oh shit, alright, where am I in society? By like looking at your mech. Oh, I'm this useless, faceless drone guy.
Wow.
I could whip out a cobblestone generator in half a second. My god. For all an anime mecha, that's so cool. To be honest, it's not premarital sex if you never get married.
These are just like life hacks, man. These are just...
What? I've been lied to. A new scientific study claims that fertility is hereditary. If your parents didn't have any children, chances are you won't either. It took me a sec.
This is actually a pretty good analogy that I tell people back in my going out with the boys days, right? So,
Back in gaming club.
yeah. So, like, some of the guys are, like, not particularly confident with talking to women. And I'm like, okay, here's my little pep talk here, right? It's like, you're here because your mom and your dad banged. It's like, don't talk about that shit to me. It's like, no, hear me out here, okay? So, the only way for you to be here is if your dad banged your mom, right? Cool. And the only way for your dad and your mom to be there is if your grandparents banged to get them, right? So if you think about it, throughout all of human history, you have just been selectively bred as all your parents have all been, like, people who were able to get sex and, like, have birth. So technically, you've just got all the genes. You've been bred to bang chicks, alright? Now take that fucking confidence, fucking talk to some chicks.
I thought you were going to go in that you miss 100% of shots you don't take.
Well, that's another statistics thing,
Yeah.
but this is just purely like Darwinism biological, man.
But big brain, that's... I understand. This isn't Minecraft. It's funny how we tend to mimic our parents' behavior. What? You never... Okay, I got one for you guys. Here's one for you big brains. What smells better than it tastes?
What smells better than it tastes?
Detergent.
Oh, true. Anything with a fragrance, right? Yeah. Wait, have you tasted detergent before?
And shampoo. I don't know why, but one time when I was in the shower, sometimes when you're just tired, you do dumb shit. I got in the shower.
I never do shit that dumb, though.
No. I put shampoo in my hand, and then I can't remember how old I was, but I just went, why did I do that?
Oh, man.
A nose. I get it.
A nose.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
was like, what does a nose smell?
That's some dad level joke there.
You can't spell advertisement without semen between the ticks.
That one is so true.
Wow.
That's how you market to men.
Yeah.
Tits, and you aim at the semen.
9-year-olds, write that down. Things I wish I didn't know. Okay, this is not big brain. Get out of my sight. So I met a cute guy at the bar last night. Danced with him. Says he doesn't have a girlfriend. We exchanged Snapchat. Look him up on Facebook, and he doesn't have a girlfriend. He has a wife. Big brain.
Big brain.
Everyone knows the smartest people in the world: Socrates, Stephen Hawking, Einstein. They all had very large heads.
It's like
No, they
brain.
didn't.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, they didn't. What the fuck's he on about?
It's like fuck, I can't even remember what he just said. What the meme was. What the fuck was the joke he just said?
Oh, yeah, the guy doesn't have a girlfriend, he's got a wife.
Oh yeah, that's like when one of those cheesy pickup lines where a guy comes up to a girl, says, "Can I buy you a drink?" And she goes, "I have a boyfriend." And he goes, "I have a pet goldfish." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Sorry, I thought we were talking about things that didn't matter."
I, admire the bravado. And you could probably pull it off if you said it with enough confidence. You just gotta shake the girl off her game. That's all you gotta do, man.
Yeah, right.
Like,
all girls come prepared with like, oh, if a guy I don't like comes up and tries to talk to me, what's the first thing I'm gonna say to shut him down?
yeah. But
that's what girls do anyway.
yeah, well, that's what they have to do, right?
If you can break down that initial rejection,
Yeah, exactly.
you put them on the back foot.
'Cause,
But if they reject you and you go, okay,
Yeah,
then because girls are testing you all the time. Even if you don't realize it, ladies, you're always testing potential mates.
Yeah, so it's like they always have their one go-to line for telling a guy to go away. But as soon as you have a funny comeback, they usually don't have a second line prepared.
Well, I went out with Nicola to a club once. It's one of my friends who's a bit of a pickup artist, and
We got to start creating pseudonyms. We got to start making generic different names for people that we know.
yeah, well, he's my cousin Nicola. I'm Victor.
Okay.
Makes sense. So he comes up to this girl, and he just grabs chicks when he wants to talk to him, and a lot of people say no, never do that, never do that. Apparently, in the pickup world, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to grab them, you have to pull them over. It grabs their attention straight away. But he grabs her, and he starts whispering in her ear, and her friend grabs her other arm and tries to pull her away, and she's like, "Oh, no, don't. Oh, that's my lesbian girlfriend. No, let's go. Come on, let's go." But Nicola just kept going in her ear. And she had this massive, grin on her face because of whatever he was saying to her. He wouldn't even tell me what he said. Eventually the friend pulls her away, and then he turns around, he's got this shit-eating grin on his face, and I said, "What'd you say to her?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know, some dumb shit."
It's oh yeah, I've got a knife, you better smile and pleasantly nod, otherwise bad things are going to happen. So he's like, yeah. This is something super threatening, and then he's just using it to tell you guys of how much of a player he is. Yeah, but back to more memes.
Less than average adult male. Einstein had small brain. Small brain. Here's one for you YouTube lovers. What's the best way to download a YouTube video? screenshot each second and play it on PowerPoint.
Do you remember we used to animate like that in school?
Yeah, I do remember that. Like I used to have, this is when I was really young. When I used to play like Super Nintendo games and NES games on emulator, I used to make little clips, or little like GIFs, of certain actions, and like I just spammed the screen capture button, and then I'd like edit it all together in like some animation program. Man, we've come a long way.
Public bathroom door is locked. Don't forget to try and repeatedly open it and give the person using
Fucking hate that.
a paralyzing anxiety. It's like when you're waiting for the elevator and the button is clearly lit up, but someone comes in anyway and decides to click it for you. The door is locked! Stop trying to open it! I'm having a shit.
Yeah,
Your tennis balls in half.
My grandfather's house used to have this toilet door that pulled shut, but it never properly locked.
Oh, there's like the little fin.
But it wouldn't lock, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so when I'm on the toilet, like when I was peeing, it was cool because they walk up and they go, "Oh, someone's peeing in there." But if you're having a poo, like no one can tell, right, that you're in there. So when I was a kid, I was really worried that someone would walk in and see me on the toilet. So when I used that toilet, I used to just like loudly talk to myself in the bathroom, and it'd be shit like, "Oh yeah, don't come in here. Guy having a poo. Don't come in here. I hope nobody comes in right now."
It's funny that you're doing the click thing, because someone else I know, when they take a crap, they're just clicking on the toilet. like just constantly. Like,
Hey, it worked though. Like, because when I opened the door after flushing, I opened the door and my cousin was like waiting outside, like it's nothing. I'm just like,
I don't know.
Your turn.
If someone's taking a shit, I just walk and go away, because I don't want to go to the toilet straight after someone's finished taking a shit. I want it to ventilate a little bit. Or like sometimes if I really need a piss, I'll go ninja mode. I'll do this, and I'll like breathe through like my clothing to try to mask the fucking.
I will hold my breath when I go in.
Yeah, but sometimes it's a really long piss, and it's hard to hold your breath for that long.
Yeah.
So that's why I go ninja mode.
Allows you to store 2 more balls in each can, thus saving space. Small brain! Very small! My brain is so tiny! This is another typical problem with capitalist America. Why can't they can clearly fit more tennis balls.
It's one of those engineering solutions.
Disgusting. People will stop showing you pictures of their kids if you whisper, "Oh, frick yeah," under your breath when you look at their photos.
You'll probably have less friends as well.
Ah, wow! What a fantastic tip! That is so helpful. Ah, heck yeah. Ooh, I like that one. What the hell? Only a fool would buy IKEA furniture. Instead, just download the instructions and keep emailing
This
the
one's
service
smart.
department to say that I'm missing a piece until they ship me all the pieces over a 6-month period. Swedish brain! This is an old hack.
Swedish
Everyone
brain?
does this. Come on, don't waste my time. Being vegan has been so freaking easy. I literally just stare at the sun and I'm full. Thanks, photosynthesis.
That's not what
I
being
never
vegan
tried it,
is.
So maybe it works. Ah! If you're behind someone at an ATM late at night, let them know that you're not a threat by giving them a gentle kiss on their neck.
So bad.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I wish people taught me when I was growing up. It takes 45 muscles to frown, but only 10 muscles to smile. Frown all day, lose weight, get ripped, gains.
Well, it's true. Like, supposedly,
You get wrinkles, but if you frown like too much.
who gives a shit, man?
fine.
If your face is ripped, you don't give a shit about the wrinkles. Yeah, man. But like, supposedly, what's more important than like necessarily just exercising, or the quantity of exercising that you do, is like your hormone balance, and like apparently if you're like super stressed or if you're not sleeping well, it just fucks with your hormones to the point where it's like super hard to like lose weight and shit. So yeah, I don't know why I fucking brought that up.
Damn, bro, have you been working out? Yeah, right now.
Fucking
I
eyebrows.
actually feel it, damn. I will actually have a big brain.
Eyebrow game is strong.
My forehead will be massive.
Watch me lift these boxes with my eyebrows.
Apply garlic to freshly open cut or burn to immediately intensify the pain. Thank you. This is so helpful.
I don't know, but I think it might disinfect it actually.
I'm barely injured. Garlic, please. What does that help?
Garlic seems to be like one of those herbs that's supposed to like
I keep a fruit
be
sticker
good for
on
you.
my head so that if cannibals ever eat me, they'll have to peel the sticker off first, giving me time to escape.
Shaq.
How to learn anything 10 times faster. I speed at the video times 1.5.
It's a good one for you.
Yeah, man.
15 times faster.
Apparently he doesn't learn maths 15 times faster. That's just 1.5 times faster.
Yeah, right.
Oh wait, he speeded this video, so it's can learn 15. Yeah, but that's what I do. Like I always put videos on minimum speed 1.5. I've been upping it up recently to like 1.75, man. I can't deal with slow videos nowadays. That's why I find it really hard to like watch my own videos. Like even when I rewatch these videos, I put it on high speed.
Damn! Oh, I'm sorry. You read books? I listen to audiobooks at 10 times the speed.
Fuck off, he doesn't listen
I'm
to
sorry, you
audiobooks.
listen 10 times the speed? I listen at 5 audiobooks at the same time, in 20 times the speed. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Pouring river water into your socks. Why would I do that, LMI? It's quick, it's easy, it's free.
Contrary to... I'm not sure if this is a popular belief, but your socks cannot be used to filter river water. You know, if you're like camping or some shit. Yeah, some people are like, oh yeah, you just filter...
Fill your sock?
It's like supposedly you're supposed to filter it through like pantyhose or something, but it doesn't work. It does not work.
It wouldn't.
Yeah, no. Like, it catches sediment and shit, but like all the bacteria and shit is still in there. Also, boiling water isn't good enough to make water safe to drink either. You gotta put it through like a dirt or carbon filter and then boil it.
It's quick. It's easy. You get the point. If you ever feel alone, watch a horror movie late at night with the lights off. You won't feel so alone. You're the best.
I fucking love horror movies.
Sticker is a little faded and beat up. You know the kid is at least a year or two old now, and the car is safe to ram. I think I'll remember that one. I think I keep that one in the memory bank. Thank you very much. Poke your finger in someone's mouth while they are yawning to establish dominance. Big brain! Wait, mine always does it to me. Oh, I've seen this one. I got a girl pregnant in high school, so I told my parents I was getting
That's actually pretty good. And then the meme at the bottom, just the modern problems require modern solutions. It's pretty good.
Modern problems require modern solutions. That is awful, by the way. Just so we're clear, that is not big brain. That is despicable brain. Same thing, actually. Fighting tip, pro fighting tip. Sneeze on your knuckles before a fight. In order to... Big brain. Very big, very large.
They actually, like, okay, so actually they did that in, like, the old, like, in a lot of the
like
older
the
wars.
Barehanded wars. Okay.
Yeah, in wars they used to, like, put, like, feces and shit on their, like, spears and shit.
Piss on it.
Just so, like, it would, like, deal poison damage. But
yeah, so like their army might survive the fight, but whoever got cuts and shit would get infected.
yeah,
because they didn't have like very good hygiene or anything like that.
yeah, and then apparently, like in the Vienna Convention, or I don't know shit about history, guys. All right, so like, don't give me shit for not knowing exactly which one. But yeah, like it's probably Vienna Convention where they outlined a whole bunch of rules to war and like biological weapons like that you weren't allowed to be used. So yeah, it's what they actually did. Poison damage on your weapons.
Touch brain. Oh, here's a good one. If you touch your pee-pee while you watch, you can pretend like you are having.
I don't want to respond.
Oh. That took me a long time. Okay. Big brain. Oh my god, take a little weight off your check luggage. That's
I've
actually
seen that
big
one.
brain.
Oh,
I like that.
that's really
We
fucking
can do
smart.
that in,
Yeah.
I think European airports, they keep them like, dang it! How to get over your fear of the dark. As soon as you turn the lights off, start touching pee-pee poo-pooing. No monster wants to see that. While doing it, stare at the corner and whisper tenderly, "This is for you."
Oh shit!
I always thought
There
about
goes
like,
our
in
lighting.
a horror movie, if someone just does something really crazy to throw the monster off. But I think this one takes surprise.
We can deal with this lighting. Just unplug it. Alright.
Does it do that when it gets too hot?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably because I buy cheap, shitty bulbs. That's probably realistically why.
Even I would think of that, Mr. President Jesus. Well, that explains it. Did you counter wine snub? Confuse them by using this move. My God.
If you probably did that confidently enough, maybe you might confuse some
Then
people.
they might go, huh,
It's like, you know, you can listen to the how...
oh, I can really hear the legs in this one.
Yeah, or some shit like that.
Life hack. Pause and say, "You can show yourself now," every time you're about to leave an apparently empty room. Someday, there might actually be someone there, and they will be really impressed.
That's something I do in games. I'll like, whenever something's about to happen, I'll like make prediction. I'm like, oh, this is going to happen. And then it's like maybe 80% of the time you're wrong, but that 20% of the time where you do guess correctly, you just like, oh fuck, how'd you predict
Everyone's
it?
like, what? How did you know?
And it's like, yeah, it's just because you just make a fucking stab in the dark every
Then
single
that
time.
guy goes around saying how great you are at making predictions.
Yeah, man. What, I think you're a cheater?
I've been doing this for 29 years. So far, nothing happened. Very large brain. Now, if you have the biggest brain of them all, you will be checking out represent.com/Pewdiepie.
No.
That seems like it's it.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Oh, next one.
Everyone, welcome back to Inside Game Daily for Monday.
So this one's about some controversy about Ninja's Twitch channel. So we talked about it like in a previous week how we went to Mixer. So here's an interesting new development.
For Mondays here.
It's finally a day to plot.
Yeah, it's been less than 2 weeks since Ninja announced that he was leaving Twitch.
And while it seemed like a pretty polite breakup at the time, that all ended this weekend with some major league drama involving Ninja's old channel and some pornography.
Oh man, did Ninja just post revenge porn of Ninja? Because that's not cool and actually almost illegal. We're working on it.
Where would you even find
If you had ninja porn, would you be able to see it? Because they're ninjas.
Oh, I get it.
that? Tell me. So it's not quite that, but we still got some spicy little drama breaks. That's why you're here. It's Monday, and that's why we want to just relish and eat it all. So let's just dig right in. Take it away, Brian.
I forgot to plug it in. Long weekend. I guess I'm still sick. You can kind of hear it. I got the rumblies. So this started less than 2 weeks ago when Ninja, aka Tyler Blevins, which, how did he end up with a name like that anyway? Aka one of the biggest streamers in the world, announced that he was ditching Twitch for Mixer. I'm just saying his name sounds like a streamer. Mr. Blevins!
Anyway, when Mr. Blevins left Twitch, that sent shockwaves through the streaming industry, considering that the biggest star on Twitch was leaving for a much smaller platform, albeit one that's owned by a huge company, Microsoft.
Yeah, at the time of the announcement, though, everyone was playing nice. We didn't get to see any of the hot rumblings beneath the surface.
After Ninja's announcement, Twitch put out a very diplomatic statement saying, quote, "We love watching Ninja on Twitch over the years and are proud of all that he's accomplished for himself and his family." And
This is what I've kind of noticed with a lot of businesses. They'll say this shit in public just for good PR, but like really into like the deepest, darkest offices
They're like, fuck that
in
guy.
very secret rooms.
Fuck
where,
that guy.
where you can't talk outside. It's just like, yeah, how do we fucking? What can we do to shit on him, man? So yeah, like I've seen plenty of larger businesses do like PR shit like this, and I just don't listen to what most companies say in
Yeah.
general.
the gaming community. We wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors.
Oh, that's nice. That's real nice, actually.
Until they post some revenge porn.
That's pretty nice considering that Ninja was far and away the biggest star on Twitch's platform. At one point, he had nearly 15 million followers.
Whoa.
That was more than double the next
15 million? Dude, you're rounding up a 300,000. That's a lot of people, mate. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, PewDiePie's at 100 million. Yeah, but he's only like 87 million at the moment. Oh yeah, just rounded it up by like 13 million.
highest streamer, which I believe is Shroud. When Ninja falls off the roof, the next person that finds the card on his chest that says you inherit Ninja and all the powers that are anyway.
Who will unhinge their jaw and release their gullet to eat up all of the following bits?
We're having a hard time sticking to the script this one.
It's anyways. The era of good feelings came to a very sad end this weekend.
Ninja's so rich.
That's when Ninja posted a video on Twitter titled "Disgusted and So Sorry."
It's an appropriate response. He's
Absolutely.
Anyway, on the video, Ninja talked about his move to Mixer and said that he and his team have been focused on making the transition as smooth as possible.
And he went on to say that they haven't said anything negative about Twitch because there really hadn't been any reason to.
Except for the drama, Ninja. Consider the YouTuber swimming in your wake.
That's also a really good life lesson to learn. It's like, even if you're moving from one business, one employer, or one whatever to another, don't burn that bridge. As much as
You want to just say,
fuck you,
all,
I'm out. We didn't even coordinate that, right? It's like, as much as you want to say that, it does not pay off in the long term, man. That very short, like, couple of minutes, maybe even half a day of satisfaction, just fucking, like, burns you way harder down the track. Like, sometimes in life, you just really want that satisfaction.
Yeah.
But you don't need no satisfaction. Is that the song lyrics? We don't need no entity. Oh, fuck. Fuck it. Oh, I'm
I mean, a
an
good
idiot.
story. So over the last few days, though, Ninja said that
It's
he and his
education.
crew let some things slide. He didn't elaborate as to what those things were, but he described them as little jabs and kind of annoying.
Those things big businesses do that you can't really say anything because then it's just going to cause bad blood.
Right.
But you let it slide because you're making millions of dollars somewhere else. Then came the straw that broke the internet camel's back.
Yeah, if you went to Ninja's channel on Twitch, they put up a little Mario joke and were using his page to promote others.
First of all, can they even put that up there? Because they're a big company and they're not Nintendo. Can they put that image up there? That's a fucking question to ask in the first place, right? Although I guess it's a character that's in the public sphere enough for it to not be a big deal. No, fuck it. But yeah.
Streamers.
And one of those streamers was, wait for it, a porn account.
Yeah, basically the worst thing. Whoa, Fortnite looks like it got a little X-rated.
For context, the Russian porn channel got dogpiled by Twitch viewers specifically so it would show up in Ninja's page.
Yeah. The recommended channels were sorted by concurrent viewers, so there appeared to be an organized attempt to float the mommy and daddy.
So what happened was, if you went to Ninja's Twitch channel, so like twitch.com/ninja or whatever, right? Instead of showing his stream or like being normal views, it would bring up a whole bunch of listings of other streamers who were on similar content, pretty much Fortnite. And apparently Twitch just set it up to list by highest numbers first, like highest viewership first. So like, I don't know how they coordinated it, but it's probably pretty easy if you consider like places like 4chan and shit and other similar groups. They got a channel and then they just like funneled a shit ton of viewers, so we get bumped up to number one.
Yeah.
And then they had porn on it. So yeah, so on Ninja's Twitch channel, the first channel it was recommending was just like live porn.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's right onto the top, so it would show up on Ninja's page, which, if we're being honest, is, I mean, that's pretty
It's funny, taking advantage of someone's crappy algorithm. Is it?
Like, I just love how the internet can bring people together on these big projects, but it seems like the people that are able to rally up the most like support or the most technical operations are like just the scum of the internet. There are YouTube videos I've watched where it's like things that 4chan have done to like fuck with businesses.
Yeah.
And like
But that's what like 4chan always was, right? So like we used to talk about we talked about like Anonymous in school one day, like the hacker group Anonymous and blah blah. They're like, they have no meeting point, they don't have organized meetings or anything like that. They're groups, they're people from all over the country, different parts of the country. And I was talking to my friend at the time after class, and he's like, yeah, they don't, like, meet in person, but they do have meeting groups. It's called /B, which was random.
Yeah.
So, like, a post used to get a lot of attention, and then the bunch of people who knew how to, like, do all, like, that anonymous-y type stuff would just fucking do it. Right now, the website for my company, if you look up my business's website where I work, you put the URL in, it gets redirected to a drugstore. I don't know if they've fixed that yet, but this is, like...
That's definitely something internal on your side, I'm pretty sure.
But, like...
Either that or they haven't registered renewed the domain name or some shit.
But someone's gone and fucked with it. And now it's just like, get your Viagra here.
Yeah.
At the such and such business I work at.
Like, similar thing, like in literally the last company I worked for, they had like a big competitor which was had very dodgy sort of business tactics. So what they did, they got the URL of like our company, so like our company's website URL, and then they just like changed a whole bunch of like just changed one letter at a time. So just slightly misspelled it by one letter, re-registered that URL, and then just redirected it to their site. So they did it with like 30 or 40 different like reconfigurations of the same like website, and just like drove a whole bunch of traffic over to their site. Why the fuck did we get off this topic? Oh yeah, okay, because the internet projects.
Talking about, yeah.
Just 4chan's done so many like hilarious things, man.
Yeah, man. 4chan at its height was like some of the funniest like organized. I want to call
mischief.
it like organized mischief. That's a good word for it.
I want to be a part of one of these things, man.
I never was,
like,
man.
There's only one time I was ever involved with something like this, and it was like it was some Twitter spoof account, and he's just like, oh yeah, let's what's the word when a whole bunch of people, like when you raid someone's Twitch channel, yeah, that's what we did. Someone's like, oh, let's raid this Twitch channel, so we all just clicked it, and his numbers went from like 5 to like over 300, and we just kept writing random shit into his chat.
I was watching a stream where like that happened to him one time, and he was a guy I regularly watched, and then just like all these accounts just came on and just started like fucking spamming the chat. And he's the most like chill, I don't give a shit about anything kind of guy ever. So the first, like, it happened to 2 different guys. And the first guy I was watching, they all came, but he didn't want them there. And then I said in the chat, go watch this other guy. And they were like, cool, we're going there. And the whole group went over to this other guy that I watched channel. And they like, and I PM'd him, I said, by the way, check your viewer number. That's kind of my fault. Sorry. And then he's on stream and he's like, whoa, what the fuck? Where'd all these people come from? Whatever. And he just kept playing.
Yeah, man.
He just didn't give a shit. But the first guy fucking hated it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I used to watch this podcast a little bit. This is what Keemstar used to do, the Drama Alert guy.
Yeah.
He had the Bad Kid podcast that every time he opened a new account on YouTube, like a week later, YouTube would delete it. Like, he was pretty much banned from the platform. I think the only way he's actually able to keep the Drama Alert count at the moment, because they kept getting taken down as well, but he's able to keep the Drama Alert account because it's not actually owned by him. It's owned by, like, one of his friends, but all of his videos go up on the channel.
Oh, okay.
So he found a little bit of a loophole so that even though he's more or less blacklisted by YouTube, he can still upload to the platform. He used to do this thing called Operation False Hope, where in the middle of a podcast, he would send everyone watching to someone's channel, like send everyone to a Minecraft channel or like a COD channel or something like that while they're streaming, and tell everyone, spam in the chat, oh my god, Notch sent me here. Oh my god, Notch sent me here. Your channel's great. Flood the chat. The guy goes, oh my god, fucking C Nanners gave me a shout out. Oh my god. And then Keemstar would say, okay, now pull the fucking pin. Everyone out. So everyone would disappear.
It's not that bad. When I heard Operation False Hope, I thought it was going to go a whole lot darker than that.
Nah.
Oh, shit, man. But
he thought he was doing these stream as a service when he was doing that shit.
Yeah, so we got real far off topic. And yeah, that's pretty much Ninja's
That's
channel.
pretty much it, yeah.
All right, cool. Oh yeah, I guess technically Ninja did a response video, but that was just like more bullshit PR.
Yeah, he's trying to look like the big guy or whatever.
Like I think I might just skip to it. Oh yeah, like I hate it when people say this shit. Like the intention of like them saying this shit is completely just a shit on Twitch, but now he's just trying to look like a good guy.
Sorry, Belle, I gotta take my shots where I can get them. Obviously, Ninja was not pleased, especially since he's tried his hardest to maintain a very family-friendly, clean image. In his video, he noted that Twitch wasn't using other channels to promote people's channels, so it's a unique thing just for Ninja. Maybe a little spiteful if you read between the lines there, but porn was too far, obviously.
He said, quote, I have no say in any of this stuff, and that they were trying to get the whole channel taken down, or at least get it changed to where it's not used to promote other streamers.
Yeah, a little weird there. He finished by apologizing for anyone who saw the porn recommendation. Hold on a minute, Ninja. Maybe it was good porn.
I mean, what's good porn? And a follow-up tweet added that, quote, this wouldn't even have been an issue if they didn't use my channel to promote others in the first place. And you know what? He's right.
He's absolutely right. Obviously, this spread around the internet very quickly and prompted an apology from the CEO of Twitch, Emmett Shear.
Yeah, what do you say, Brian? Well, I'll take it. Here, the CEO of Twitch actually said, quote, the lewd content that appeared on the Ninja offline channel page grossly...
Like, to be honest, like, Twitch kind of isn't in the wrong. It's just that they just didn't recognize that they're troublemakers on the internet. Fuck with them. And like Ninja is like turning this around, just like using this as an opportunity to really shit on Twitch. Like, yeah, if no porn channel came up on his redirects, like he would have not like given a shit. He would have not said anything. But
he can sort of insinuate, look how shitty Twitch are. That's why you should come to my channel.
Yeah, exactly.
On the new platform.
So yeah, he's only fucking saying this because Twitch fucked up.
So he's kind of like, very subtly, without actually saying it, oh, fuck Twitch, you know, they're a bunch of bad guys, whatever, you know, my platform's better. But then if anyone goes, oh, you're just trying, if anyone calls him on it, he just says, that's not what I said. Read the quote, that's not what I said.
I sort of it feels like social media is now just like the modern warfare of like spinning information, man.
Yeah.
It's like you're never saying what you actually do. You're never saying what you actually mean. But what you're saying is trying to push a underlying message or underlying goal. So I think, yeah, when it comes to big businesses and stuff, now you just no longer read the text. You just kind of read the context of what they're trying to do.
Yeah, you look for the intention. Why are they saying it?
Yeah.
You know, not so much what they're saying, it's why they're saying.
But yeah, next video. This one's a bit of a short one, but it hits very close to home. So, So to give some context to you guys on the internet, recently there was a man who was who stabbed a woman over in Sydney, and here was the community working together to do a citizen's arrest.
Apprehend him, yeah.
You got that old guy with a chair and a fireman with like
some kind of
crowbar. And this is in Sydney CBD as well. A whole bunch of guys just chasing a guy. This guy. To be honest, this guy could have probably fucked him up if he just went into reverse and hit him. Like, at that point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to get out
Yeah,
of
just
there.
get the fuck out of there. But the internet meme part is... After he got him down... He's
got a milk crate.
Milk crate. The milk crate on his head.
Yeah.
That's the internet meme that blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't know what else to say.
It happened in America. These people with their like this you wouldn't get something meme worthy like this in America with a fucking milk crate and a bunch of chairs, because he would have just got shot.
Yeah.
But then you could also say, oh yeah, but if this was America, he wouldn't be using a knife. He would also be using a gun.
Yeah, but like it's just funny how like it seems in Australia, whenever small attackers like this get taken down, it's always with some sort of like really obscure item, like this fucking milk cart. I saw this really funny internet meme or GIF. Like it was some cartoon. I think it was The Simpsons, where one guy is a guy that's got an image of milk crate photoshopped over him, and another guy's got the image of a shopping cart photoshopped over him. Like I remember, like a couple months ago, there was a guy that stopped some attacker by wheeling a shopping cart into him.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, and so there's this meme of them two meeting up. I'll put that meme on.
Someone should take that meme, right? But then add fucking shopping bag guy in there as well.
That's well, that shopping bag guy was like Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's not Aussie
this
enough.
Aussie, yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, man.
This is our shopping bag guy.
Yeah. No. This was a successful like attempt, like a successful arrest, man. Yeah, I don't know how they fucking got the knife off him though, because like you see afterwards, there's like the knife's on the ground. But yeah, what's the point of the milk crate on his head though? Seriously, the head is not very. Well, I guess if you could, it prevents him from getting up.
Kind of like, look at me, I'm helping type thing.
And yeah, milk crate on his head. Yep.
We have had a fascination.
Oh, next video is from H3 podcast. Like, okay, cool. Scooter people are out of control. But again, this one hits very close to home. And you'll see very soon why.
Started here on Scooter Mania here, folks. Scooter Nation. I gotta get me a scooter. Look at this crazy guy. This is in Australia. This crazy mama is on the freeway.
Does this look familiar to you? I think we've driven down on this.
And he tells the car to fuck off, too. Look at this. Scooter Nation.
This is Monash
Freeway.
Yeah.
Watch this shit.
Look at this shit.
Imagine
That's not that far from us.
getting
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the freeway in a scooter.
Look at this guy.
What is he on the main road?
On a freeway, right? It's not even like just
It's
a
not
road.
even like driving down the emergency lane. You're on the freeway, mate.
Why is it's like
I love that.
either sit in the middle of your fucking lane or get into an emergency lane? He's just riding the line, which is so weird.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah, right.
You're on the freeway, mate. It's like,
Because
it's so.
it makes people want to overtake you,
Yeah.
but it's really dangerous because you can't get the speed up.
Yeah,
Because
to
you're
go
like-
into the next lane.
Yeah. And you see all these people on the next lane to the right. Oh man, yeah. Shit, someone doing some sick wheelies, no donies.
Probably in their scooter.
Yeah.
So dangerous and scary, but they still talk the same. You're on the freeway, mate. Fuck off.
He's kind of taking care of him by driving
yeah.
slowly behind him.
It's like, yeah, this guy's a real good Samaritan.
And the police come up and show up.
By him just driving behind him to kind of guard him against other cars.
15 k's an hour.
Oh man, that's school zone speed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, is school zone speed 20?
40.
Oh yeah, school zone speed is 40, but when children are around, it drops a lot. Yeah.
I love this feeling.
So yeah, he's calling the police,
There's some
calling the popo.
freeway and a scooter. Yeah. Yeah.
How is his scooter even able to hold out this long though? It's like I assume they got a pretty big battery, but if you're on a freaking freeway, you're driving real fucking far.
I do love. Yeah.
I gotta go to the local pub and
I think so. I just
get a
love
schooner
the
and
backfire.
play the pokies.
Try to get dax.
You ever get any people on scooters in your heaps? Well, it's like old people. Like,
There's a
obviously,
guy. There's a guy who really can't walk too well, and this is when I first started. He would drive his scooter into the pokies.
Oh,
and
like
then-
bump into it? Or?
And then he would park next to a machine in his scooter and play while he was sitting at the scooter.
Yeah.
We told him he can't do that anymore. But like the first time I saw him do that, he ended up reversing his scooter into like a TV and smashing it. And there was this other guy who had he was in a really bad car crash like years ago, but he only finally got the surgery for it recently. And he would drive his scooter into the pub, and I swear he didn't need it. He's like a young guy, and he can use crutches just fine. But I think he was like, oh, fuck yeah, I get to use a scooter now. He had a speaker on the back of it, and he was blasting like hip-hop music into the venue, driving around on this fucking scooter.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I can think of like 4 or 5 different people who come into our venue on scooters.
So if someone on a scooter wants to go play the pokies or something, right?
You can't bring that shit in there.
You can't?
Well, it's so big.
I know it's so big, so it's like...
We don't have that much space between our machines.
Oh, so you just can't let him...
He's just in the way. He's so in the way. And like this guy wanted to park himself in front of a machine and play from his scooter. He's taking up like 2 spaces, a little bit of the walkway. Like, think of like if there's a fire or something.
Fire hazard, right? Yeah.
There's this big fucking thing in the way. You gotta wait for him to slowly fucking reverse his ass out of the way and go.
Imagine there's fire and he's like doing a 3-point turn. It's like, reverse.
It's like, you know, Austin Powers, like the second one, where he's in that really narrow corridor on that little weird, like, airport buggy thing that they drive around, and he's trying to like reverse and turn it around, and he ends up getting stuck long ways, and he just goes
I don't remember that. Yeah,
and he just kept going and going and going.
But yeah,
Might be a New Zealand thing, but
so
how do you die?
this guy trucking along, giving no fucks.
Yeah, I just
We used to take that road to Cards.
See, yeah, we did. That's why we recognize this road. Like the thing is,
He's going back on.
yeah, he's going back on.
That is crazy.
Or don't want to drive through the puddles.
Oh my god, there's trucks
So this is
flying by.
Like at this stage of his life, he's probably just old people really don't give a fuck.
Hey, you're on the freeway. Yeah.
Like when you're a young kid, when you get told off by older people, you kind of just got to take it. And then when you're like kind of middle age, you can like go to jail, get in trouble with the law. But once you're old, you don't give a fuck anymore, man. Like,
he's on a scooter on the freeway.
what? They're not gonna fucking send a guy like this to jail.
They actually show up really fast. I was impressed.
Yeah, for this shit. Do you need a scooter license to have a scooter? Yeah. Can you drive a scooter while you're drunk, though?
I don't know about getting booked.
Holy shit.
Apparently, if you ride a bicycle, like down a bike lane, and you're fucking toasted, you can actually get done for drink driving charge. And like on a bicycle, yeah, push bike.
Seems like a real fucking challenge, man. Like in terms of being able to ride your bike well enough to stay in a bike lane while you're drunk, man.
Yeah. No, you're a huge danger on the road if you're drunk on a bike in that time. You know, they're this big, the lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see them on that thing.
And then
It's pretty scary, like riding in a bike lane in general.
like on the road.
On a road.
Yeah. I've done it before, and it's the police car. Look at this shit. Police car rolls up,
You're on the freeway.
gives no fucks, keeps fucking just driving on. Now he pulls over. Oh man!
I love that he gave the hand indication too, like what cyclists do when they're changing lanes. They'll hold their hand out and go. I remember like at like where Sunshine Cards is.
Yeah.
I was driving through that car park, and there was this fucking guy like riding his bike, and I swear he was riding it like this, no fucks given, right across the road, like in front of my car, and into the turning lane, and then back across the other way. It was like, what the fuck are you doing, man? That was scary, because there's this fucking guy there, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking kill this guy. What's he doing?
like that's the thing though. Like what I found out, like that sort of mentality is kind of like the mentality that they have in Asia. How they're able to drive in such like reckless roads. It's like you rely on other people not wanting to hit you and deal with your bullshit.
That's like when we were trying to cross the road in Vietnam. There's so much road density of like vehicles and shit. They're all on scooters anyway. But the way our tour guide told us how to cross the road was, all right, there's all these cars and bikes and shit coming. Just hold your hand up and start walking. And just go. And the people are going, and they just go around you. Vroom, 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 and you're sitting there like, okay, I'll just keep walking.
Yeah, like...
And don't stop, because they're going to go around you.
Yeah, man. And like...
Don't change your speed, nothing.
Especially in Asia, the fancier the car, the less fucks you have to give. Because if a rich guy fucking runs you over, he just hit the lottery in fucking Asia, in like China and shit. You see people purposely trying to dive into rich cars and shit. That's why so many of them have dash cams now, just so they can catch people trying to like take dives in front of like rich cars.
Yeah, but I think this is especially funny considering it's in Australia, and in Australia, motorists fucking hate people on push bikes. That's a big thing. Well, you never noticed that? How much people hate cyclists?
I've never really cycled here in Melbourne. Like, I cycled in Adelaide, which I guess everyone's way more chill.
People hate cyclists. They call them, like, road bullies and shit like that. Like, they're hogging the road.
No, I've never got that before. I've never seen that before.
That's a big thing. And I think it's funny that, like, some guy on a scooter taking that to, like, the next level.
Yeah, man. And hogging a lane, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see what's next. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen this multi-purpose cake.
Hi, guys.
I love Hamish and Andy, by the way. Like, no homo. Not that there's anything wrong.
Aussie icons in comedy.
Yeah, man. Did they still do a radio show? Like, I think that they stopped doing their radio show.
1 day a week now.
Yeah, I remember, I used to love just, like, after work, 4 to 5 o'clock, Hamish and Andy.
Yeah.
But,
they do shit like Blast from the Past and all these different, like, gimmicks and whatever.
So good.
Hamish and Andy here, and I've got some great news.
I'll probably turn up the volume on this one.
I have solved the sponsor cake dilemma. There was no dilemma. Well, there was a bit of a dilemma because last time we had BPay as our sponsor, I got them a delicious sponsor cake, which was a lovely gesture on behalf of the show.
BPay.
And something happened to it, didn't it? Andy took, this man here, took the sponsor cake to his brother's birthday that night and passed it off, not as a sponsor cake, but as a cake. Yeah.
Must have been real popular. Just take a cake that says BPay on it.
Australia's preferred way to pay.
I did take the BPay cake. I took the white bit of chocolate with their message on it. You know, Australia's preferred way to pay bills. It's true. It's easy and it's secure. Yeah. And I flew that over, hoping the chef would just bring it out as a normal cake with a blank plate. Yes, unfortunately, the chef flipped it back over.
Chef flipped it back over.
BPay again as a sponsor.
He got shafted by the chef.
And I've come up with a way that we can thank BPay and that you can give the can. And there we go.
Well, how can I give Cam this cake?
I'm so glad you asked, Andy, because now that we've thanked BPay through their preferred medium, cake,
No, they're not good.
I also spent a few extra dollary dues and got these chocolate planks made.
I like that he said dollary dues.
BPay's message. So, you can go and give it if you can.
Cam, Australia's preferred guy to grow with.
It was bold.
This is like a pretty good creative idea.
I just wish I wasn't coughing right through it.
First,
Oh, man.
That's fucking funny.
Oh, later that day. He's so impressed.
Check if BPay's right for you, though.
Oh, man. Why would BPay sponsor them, though? It's so weird.
I don't know, but I fucking dug that.
I was
Hamish
pretty-
has always got these, like... Because Hamish is, like, the funny...
Hamish the funny one, and then...
And
yeah.
Andy's, like, the straight guy. But they always make fun of Andy. For, like... Oh, he done some fucking dumb thing, and now Hamish is making fun of him, but it's often as a result of something Hamish did, or whatever. Hamish always has like some funny, like weird solutions to things.
Yeah.
That's why his video is so good.
All right, let's see what the next video is.
Partnered with Pewdiepie.
Hi, this is Penn of Penn and Teller. I'll be answering your questions from Twitter. This
probably turn it down a little bit.
Is magic support.
So this is pretty good video because I like magic and I know a lot of the tricks. And you've been watching magic shit on the channel, so it keeps popping up in our feed. So
Penn and Teller would keep popping up. Yeah.
This came up like 3 or 4 days ago, so it's recent enough that we can put it in.
Magicians are not supposed to reveal their secrets. How do you get new magicians? It's a stupid rule. We could not agree more.
It's easy, man. You just like people who have no friends. Like I don't know if that's actually like a thing, but it seems like in like video, like, or in like comedies and in movies and shit, it always seems like the people who learn magic are like just antisocial losers. Yeah. So just be shunned by your friends and your people around you, and then that's how they get people into magic.
Been thrown out of the magic circle and the magic castle for giving away magic secrets. Giving away magic secrets, or rather not giving away magic secrets, is not a moral rule, it's a compositional rule. When you're starting out and you're doing a trick for somebody, and afterwards they say, how did you do that? If you tell them, the whole illusion crumbles. It's not a good idea to tell them when you're a beginner. When you become more professional, sometimes giving away a little bit of a secret helps you sell another secret later down the line. And certainly, when you're teaching people, like in our master class or our books, you give away secrets. That's the way people learn. It's a stupid rule because it doesn't exist.
It's a stupid rule because you're making money by selling people shit.
Yeah, he actually brings that up later in the video.
Hastings. How often do Penn and Teller mess up a stage
That like people buy tricks and shit like that.
To make sure no one notices. You know, the stuff we're doing often pretends to be dangerous. It's often dealing with subjects that are dangerous, and therefore it'd be immoral to have something be really dangerous. You should not go to an entertainment expecting someone to get hurt. So because we work with stuff that is apparently dangerous, we have to be very, very careful. So very rarely do things screw up at that kind of monumental level. And when they do, we do not resort to the dark powers to take our lives.
Dark powers.
We just say, we screwed up. Next. Kevin Soka. How do magicians eat glass without injuring themselves? That's not a magic trick.
It's the sugar glass, right?
No. You can actually... There are people who eat real glass. I actually know how to eat a light bulb.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I should explain how to do it on the show, but, like, I know how you would do it. I've never done it before because I'm too scared.
Okay.
But I know the method of how you...
Is it... You have to shatter the glass in some way so it doesn't shard or something?
So, alright, I'll tell you. You take a light bulb.
Yeah.
Perfectly normal light bulb. Hand it to someone in the audience. They go, yep, that's a light bulb. Then you take it, break it, the glass falls, grab a big piece, put it on your back teeth.
Yeah.
So it's like there.
Yeah.
And then bite it so it breaks. Most of it falls out, but some of it's still in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like on top of your molars. And then you just chew it, chew it, chew it, chew it, chew it. Until it's basically like sand. So you're just making it so small and so fine. But then you don't swallow it dry. You'll still fuck yourself up if you swallow it dry. So you swallow it with a bit of water. And it just goes down. You just chew it till it becomes smooth.
Kind of makes sense because...
Don't do that at home.
Kind of makes sense because glass...
I'll do it for the podcast one day, maybe.
Glass is kind of made of sand.
Yeah.
It's a geek trick. There are a few things that make it easier in terms of diet and preparation, which I'm not going to tell you. I'm afraid if I explain a little bit...
Oh, people are going to try it at home.
Glass, someone might try it, and it's a very, very dangerous trick even done properly, so don't try it. What's the etiquette when a magic trick doesn't work? Should I pretend like it worked, or should I be honest? It depends on how it doesn't work. A lot of times, honesty is a good idea, but if part of it worked, get away with it. And if something accidental happens to happen that makes you look good...
The other thing... I just remember when you're eating glass, so when you chew food,
yeah,
your natural instinct is to like just when you're eating normally, is to move shit around in your mouth with your tongue.
Yeah.
If you do that with glass, you'll like wreck your tongue. You'll cut it up.
Yeah.
You have to keep it in that one spot on, like, between your teeth and just...
Yeah.
Because if you move it around, you'll cut yourself.
Yeah, no shit.
And you don't want it to get, like, under your gums, in your cheeks. You don't want that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Don't be surprised.
That's how people get fucked up.
We were doing a seance at Steven Spielberg's bachelor party, and there was this one moment when I had to do a force, which means the spectator thinks they have a free choice, but actually you're forcing a choice upon them. If I wanted you to pick the three of spades, for instance, I could say, just tell me when to stop. You tell me when to stop. And I would say, right about there, okay, you pick the three of spades. Now, that's a sleight of hand way to do a force. Now, I had a sleight of hand way to do a force of all these pictures we had. And Spielberg decided to just grab a picture and say, this is the one I want. Now, that is a major screw-up. If I say I'm going to have you pick a card and you just go, give me this one, well, I haven't had time to force it. I'm completely screwed up. But Steven Spielberg happened to pick the picture I was going to force. So I got really
getting lucky.
Yeah.
It turned out that trick was impossible to explain just because he screwed it up. What do we got next? Anthony says, a serious moral question for magicians. When a sick kid asks you, is magic real, do you tell them the truth or lie? That is a serious moral question, a serious moral answer. There's no such thing as magic. There's no such thing as a supernatural. And I don't care if it's a sick child or a healthy adult, you do not lie. I never, ever want to leave someone believing that magic is real.
Whoa.
He's that type of guy.
Yeah, no, I get that completely. But it's like, how, like, what sort of person would literally think, like, you've got supernatural powers just because you could be like, oh, here's your card. Holy shit.
I don't know, like, kids don't really understand magic, don't really understand it's a trick, right? So, if you got a sick kid who's dying, and he just loves magic, adores it, can't stop watching it, and then he comes up to a real magician, professional magician, and asks them, is magic real? Knowing that that kid is sick and dying, do you tell them, do you keep their spirits high and say, yes, little man, the magic's real, or do you say, no, it's all a trick?
I guess in those very narrow situations where someone really believes in the fucking supernatural and is gullible enough to potentially believe it.
But he thinks not lying is more important in that.
Makes sense.
And I kind of lean a little bit towards that as well. Because, I know that, like, magic isn't real or whatever. But, like, I don't see that as a bad thing. I actually find that more interesting. Because I want to really work out...
How do you do it technically while also making it look made up?
What technique was he using there? That's so cool. Oh, that had, like... And I like trying to pick out, like, where the trick starts and finishes. So I go, oh, yeah, that was a force. He had to have forced that. Or, wow. And I like working out in my head how someone did a trick. I find that so fascinating. And knowing how someone did a trick doesn't, it breaks the illusion or whatever. But, I get a greater appreciation learning how someone did a trick and going, wow, that was really clever, or wow, that was really smart, or I would have never guessed that.
I don't know. It's besides, so amongst card tricks, a lot of it is just sleight of hand and stuff. But I know of a lot more prop sort of type magic. A lot of it comes from specific props that were created in a way to specifically create illusions. And to be honest,
the money printer is one of them.
The engineering of how they figured out, if you put a mirror here because you're using liquids or whatever, it just it gives you the illusion, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. How they just came up with shit like that.
Darren Gendron is going to Batu. Question for magicians: when working with a card deck, how many copies of the deck do you like having to work with? I guess it's how many copies of a trick deck would you like having to work with? It's the same question with anything. How many new guitar strings you want to have around when you're playing guitar seriously? Depends on how quickly they wear out, how roughly you play, and what gauge string you're using. Same thing with a deck of cards, depends on what you're doing. If you're doing simple stuff, it's not going to make any difference. If you're doing heavy duty, Pharaoh shuffles and this kind of stuff, you're going to want a very, very new deck. So they all go together very nicely. Question for magicians: will technology eventually render levitation effects trivial?
Nah.
You're not going to get levitation out of technology for a really, really long time. That's my prediction. Also, if you do get levitation, you get a very different kind of levitation. It used to be that magicians were on the forefront of technology. Because communication is so good now and everybody knows technology so well, you can no longer sell magic with technology. So even if technology is able to do limited levitations, the lying version, the magic version, I believe will still be interesting.
Like, those quote unquote magicians. I'm not sure if they're magicians, but like those people who like make it seem like they're sitting down on one leg or something, but it's like they've got like the middle platform.
Those street performers.
Yeah, those street performers.
So they have like a cane, and
there's like a hidden platform in it or some shit.
And
yeah,
they're actually just sitting down on something, but it makes it look like they're balancing themselves on a cane that's here for long periods of time.
Yeah.
No, it's just like some fucking like apparatus that goes up here through the suit. Like
that holds you in place.
It's part
yeah.
of the jacket.
Yeah.
So like if they jump out of it, the jacket will stay standing and there'll be a seat under it. And then he'll just like slip his arm into the jacket, grab the top of the cane or whatever, and just relax. And they just sit there for hours and people just give you fucking money.
Yeah, man. Imagine if technology got so good, like, you just make a realistic looking hologram and you just put it there. If people don't know it's just a hologram and they think it's a magician.
Yeah.
They just fucking keep giving money. Like, it's a similar prank to what Hamish and Andy did. So it's like, those guys that like sprayed themselves silver and like just stand there like a statue all day?
Mm.
What Hamish and Andy did, they dressed up a mannequin, sprayed him gold and just put him there, and people just kept giving the mannequin money. Oh, man.
At least for a while. At least for my lifetime, but I'm wicked away. Stephen Blair, there's a name I can pronounce. Stephen Blair. This tweet will only make sense to a few people. Question for magicians: do you file the sides of your deck before using it? This is for real.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, man.
Advanced cardistry stuff. For someone like Richard Turner, who is a card wizard, not only does it matter exactly how the sides are sanded or filed, but he also needs to have them printed just right. Now, Richard Turner is blind and does everything by touch, and his exact, what we call the work in the deck, slight little bends on the corners that he can feel. The work he does with those are so subtle that his cards have to be absolutely perfect. So after he gets a deck of cards, he does a lot of rubbing on a surface, all the surface, to get all the little burrs off the edges, to be able to do everything right and do all the fanning.
Oh, okay.
I've never done anything that complicated. I do a palm, I do a pass, I do a few other moves.
Because I do know about that blind card guy that they're talking about. But yeah, I never realized that, he probably gets away with a lot of his tricks just because of like the very tiny like imprints and indents that can put into cards that people from like even close range they can't even tell.
Yeah.
But like as he's like fucking moving around, he can like, oh, that's so good, because like you can get someone to like pull out a card and he can just put like a very small like fingernail dent in a corner, shuffle it up. Dude, normal human eye, they can't see shit, but he can just fucking feel it night and day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
But
smart.
So my decks of cards can be pretty much right out of the box. But yeah, when you're getting the heavy-duty magic with cards or cardistry, you have to have them just perfect. Of course, if you're doing card cheating, you got to work with whatever you get. And how does a magician know if their invisible ink pen is out of ink when they are writing? All I will say there, if you misspelled there. Rybray. Where do magicians get those little smoke bombs they throw down to disappear? I'm going to need a couple of them today. But it does bring up an interesting point. In the old Batman television show, not the Batman that's all conflicted, but the Adam West Batman of the 60s, they would have villains who would throw down something and they run away. That's just a movie magic trick. That's not done in the real world. Sometimes smoke is used to obscure stuff, but pretty much it's one of those things that if you can think of it, it won't fool you. And if Rye Bride can think of this, it's not going to fool anybody. Penny.
Ninjas actually used them though. Like ninjas, like they'd hollow out eggs, and then like put powder and shit, and then that's how they made their smoke bombs. But yeah.
Don't they throw it at people, but?
I can't remember, but like all I know is that they did actually do
I
it.
thought there was like shurikens aren't like actually things that
Like
hurt
a ninja,
people.
yeah.
Like they just throw them and they're like, what the fuck? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Elaine, how does the magician pull a rabbit out of a hat? Who puts it in there? Is it hungry? How does it fit in there? Does it have a girlfriend? I can't sleep until I learn this. Okay, let's take them. Magicians pull a rabbit out of a hat, usually by not pulling out of the hat, usually loaded in right before. It's usually in a bag. It's usually hung inside you. It fits in there, usually a body load for, not all the time, usually a body load, and then you would show the hat empty. You'd cop it here, load it in, black bag, open it up, pull it out. The rabbit's in the black bag for maybe 90 seconds, and the rabbit is transferred in maybe 2 seconds. When we used to do that trick, our rabbit would happily run into the bag. It liked that little closed space. Yes, they would have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or any sort of friend they wanted. We would have a little area for the rabbits where they were very comfortable and happy. And Penny Lane, I hope you sleep now.
Very PR friendly.
MJ, which is the real Mrs. Jeffy. She came across Fool Us with Penn Jillette and Mr. Teller. I'm trying to figure out, how do you even begin to fool them in magic? Well, you know, they're really good magicians. And although Teller and I have over 100 years of magic experience between us, there are people who are really, really clever and really, really smart and really, really well rehearsed, and they fool the living out of us. Daniel. So now that I'm an uncle, I should probably learn how to do a magic trick or something, right? Yes.
Oh, I'm an uncle now. I gotta learn some magic to do with my halfy nieces and nephews that look more white than Asian.
You should. Part of your job as an uncle is to do stupid magic tricks. They don't have to be good.
I actually do sometimes when it's quiet at work. I practice the cups and balls with like those like coin cups at the pokies.
Yep.
And then I just like shred up some, I just roll some paper into a ball, and I just like sort of practice a bit at the counter while I'm bored.
Yeah, little bar tricks and stuff like that. Yeah.
Good. You can take a ball like this. You can say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you this trick right here. Make it vanish.
Whoa.
Nephew and niece will just love it. Amanda asks, I need someone to tell me how magicians do the trick where they put phones inside glass bottles.
I don't know if you've seen those Facebook videos where there's like the two Asian magicians and one of them's doing stuff.
One of them's doing the trick and the other one just like...
It's like showing off how he did it and shit. It's so funny.
It's keeping me awake at night. A lot of problems with insomnia on Twitter, as we see with our president. Phone inside the glass bottle, I believe, is a trick that's still being used professionally. I did not develop it. I did not invent it. I believe it's still for sale. I don't think it's within my rights to tell you how that's done. It's a wicked good trick. Oh, and you're not going to sleep. How do magicians swallow bunches of razor blades without hurting?
Notice how he didn't mention the name of the person who tweeted it to him this time?
That's actually a trick that his partner does. So it is a relevant question. He doesn't really talk much about it, but Teller, his mute partner, does a trick where he actually swallows like needles and razor blades.
Felt very, very repulsive. It's a form of sleight of hand. Don't think you can swallow razor blades and be okay. You can't. You will die. Don't do it. Jeremy the Sofa King. I've always had a fear of cracking an egg open and having a big chick pop out like a magician. How do magicians work past that? What? Baby chicks do come out of eggs. That's not magic. That's nature. Oh, man. The rubber band up the nose magic trick didn't work. I hit my wrist really, really hard. Sorry, Lobo. How does a magician entertain a magician? With magic. Yeah, magicians love to see magic. It's how does a guitar player entertain another guitar player by guitar playing. Musicians like music just as much as non-musicians. Magicians like magic.
That's true, eh? Like, if someone's a magician, they're into magic. So if you perform tricks and stuff, they at least engage with it.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes, like, if you do it...
They won't just, like, snob you off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they'll be like, oh, cool. And like what I said before about how I like to watch magic to work out, it's like that for a lot of magicians as well. They're just like, wow, I really like that. And I'm sure, like, the guitar analogy is cool too. Like, if someone's like, and then, like, a guy's gonna be like, oh, I really like how you did that bit and that bit and that bit. But if you see the normal guy, like, watches him, he's like, I really like the way you plucked those strings. That was cool.
Yeah, man.
More than non-magicians. Our whole show, Fool Us, is all about magicians doing magic for us and trying to fool us, and we love it.
Oh, the little plug.
Thank everybody on Twitter.
Oh, cool. So that's it from Penn and... just guess Penn.
Just Penn.
Next video up is... yeah.
I don't know what this is, but...
This came up on my feed.
Okay? Perfect. If you need the toilet quickly, you need not run around the room, just go through the hole. There's a reason there's an estimated 37,000 love hotels across Japan, worth around $40 billion to the nation's economy. I mean, it can be difficult to enjoy such luxuries as privacy and intimacy when you live in a multi-generational household with walls made of paper.
I guess it kind of makes sense now.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, in Asia, they, like, do, like, look after their grandparents and stuff, and, like, walls are very thin, so I guess you do have to take your wife out to a love hotel to bang her.
Now, you could go and blow your pocket money by running off to a standard business hotel, or for just $20, you can stay for 2 hours in what is essentially a miniature soundproofed theme park.
It's
I've
so
covered love
cheap.
hotels a few times over the years now, and I'm always fascinated by the wacky and absurd room designs used to entice couples. But recently, through a charismatic friend who owns a chain of love hotels in Sendai, I was given the opportunity to see behind the scenes for the first time ever with an all-access.
In case the missus gets bored.
In this video, we'll explore 3 different.
In case you finish too early.
Discover what tactics love hotels employ to keep customers staying for as long as possible, and have a look behind the curtain to see the management systems put in place to make it all run smoothly.
It's just like an internet cafe.
By the end of this video, you'll be an expert on all things love hotel. And like me, you'll probably wish we had a similar alternative outside of Japan. Before we go though, I've recently noticed YouTube has been doing a pretty poor job.
The dirty mustache doesn't help him.
Particularly
I
I
feel.
and I suspect it's got something to do with the swearing and the lack of fluffy gumdrop rainbow bunny rabbits needed to satisfy YouTube's algorithm. If you are subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the notification bell to the right of the
Wait, does he have a
subscribe
million
button, and it means
subscribers?
you'll actually get notified
Oh,
when
I
the
guess
video
it.
is released.
Yeah,
You'll be very
because
much
it does a whole
at
bunch
the
of
front
Japanese
of the queue, and not at the
content on
mercy
Japan.
Of a spectacularly flawed algorithm. Thanks, guys. Right then, let's get going.
Actually looks pretty nice on the outside.
The first thing you usually see when you walk into any love hotel is a big screen with options. And when I say options, the types of room and the length of your stay. That's what comes up. Here we have 4 different types of room depending on the size. And then beneath that, you can see the price.
I want to know what the H type stands for. It's A, B, and C, and they didn't put D type. It's H type. Must be like hentai type or some shit. Because hentai means pervert. Yeah. H type. It's like probably like the equivalent of like X rated or some shit.
You can see here the short-term price, the short stay price, 2,900 yen for 1 to 2 hours of stay, or you can stay the whole night for 6,500 yen. Either way, it's a lot cheaper.
That's still pretty cheap.
Hotel.
I think that's USD though. Still, it's pretty good.
And you've chosen your room and your length of your stay. Come over to the desk. Get the key. Notice how you can't see the staff at a love hotel. The key in a love hotel is anonymity. You don't meet the staff, they don't meet you. That's probably a good thing.
I do like that.
Yeah, they should do that.
So you don't, because like
it's awkward.
Yeah. You don't want to come up. You don't want to walk in with your wife, come up to the counter and have this guy look at you like, I know what you're up to.
Even more like I suppose even like going down that chain of thought, like if you're bringing in your mistress. And, like, if you're a politician or something, right? Like, and you bring in your mistress, that guy would be like, oh, yeah, shit, fucking, like, the senator, he was, like, banging this chick that wasn't his wife. Yeah. But, like, yeah. I wish they did that. Okay, not really I wish they did that, but in Western countries, if they did that, if they had that in sex stores, that would be much less awkward, man. Just, hey man, could I get these fluffy wrist cuffs and this and this and this, and so you don't even make eye contact. Just like punch in some numbers, or like the guy pulls them off the shelf, gives you money.
Japan have sex-related things down to like an art form, man.
Yeah, man.
They're so cultured when it comes to sex.
So this is our first of 3 rooms, room 221. I have no idea what's behind this door, but away we go.
The maze room.
Confusing. Which way is the? We'll go this way. Oh my god. Looks like it's going to take us a while to.
Just hug the right, man. Just hug the right.
This is it here. There's
What the
some
fuck?
sort of floor padding. I reckon this is it. Although the corridor, the maze-like corridor.
They just redecorated a corridor. This is the maze room. It's like the episode of The Simpsons. How it's like they went, how Homer and Marge needed a hotel, and then it's like there was a whole bunch of suites, and this is the janitor's closet, and it wasn't like a themed suite. It was just an actual janitor's closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking motorbike coming in.
Yeah, what the fuck's with the fucking noise out there today? It's never like that.
No, it's because we're recording real early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because usually we record real late at night, but like usually this time like you get a whole bunch of people like just really douchebagging it up.
It seems to continue, so let's go and pursue things a little bit further. Oh look, here it is. I found the bedrooms through this hole. Imagine like coming back here a little bit drunk, trying to find your way to the bed, and then just being kind of like, which one is it? One day we'll find the bed. But not before another one of these mats. Apparently, the owner, Shishido-san, who's a rather kinky rascal, he likes to put these everywhere because, in his own words, you never know where you're going to end up in a love hotel room. So we haven't even made it to the bed, and already we've had some possibilities here for other places to sleep. Anyway, let's carry on, and hopefully one day we'll find the bed. Speaking of the bed.
Imagine if they got a black light. And it's like just that entire wall was just covered.
Nah, they would be clean. A love hotel, they would keep that shit pretty clean.
Yeah, especially in Japan.
Yeah, man. Even their fucking like brothels would be spotless, I reckon.
この部屋の特徴は何ですか?
In room, one cushion, two cushions, three cushions, 1 6, 2 6. Oh, very tired and one cushion.
Whoops. That's Mario. He's a funny fucking man.
It's probably pretty smart because it means that you get like a nice view of your missus's butt on the way.
Oh yeah.
You probably thought about that one, yeah.
I'm not going to try it because I'm definitely going to get stuck. One down.
Yeah.
This is room 226, known as the sandbag room.
The sandbag room? It's literally like a fucking amusement park.
Yeah, man, they're all themed.
Quite the. It looks like a jungle gym.
Guess they want it to be fun.
Is this punch bag?
Yeah, I guess if you're a more beefy sort of muscular guy, you want to be like, oh yeah, bitch.
But I guess there's probably like he's got competitors, right? So he's got to do like some gimmicks to make his place stand out more than the next.
They all
place.
have gimmicks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's probably some weird things you can do by hanging people upside down as well, I'd assume.
2 down, 1 to go. Room 336.
Get into some kinky shit.
I think this is the most practical room so far. It's not a maze that you get lost in. It's not a room where you can beat the crap out of a punch bag. Okay, この部屋のコンセプトは何ですか?
Food order.
Yeah.
Like, the other rooms are like
Sit here, you have your food.
what you would do with a missus that's comfortable with your weirdness. This is one where it's like, yeah, you don't kind of want to weird out the girl too quickly.
So the idea
Yeah.
is, you sit here, have a bit of dinner, and then you sort of just roll onto the bed. That's what you do in this room. Good design. It's a good design. Yeah. Very unique.
Damn. Now I want Asian food.
Now, there are a lot of weird tastes in, like, hentai and all that sort of shit over in Japan, right? So it's like, I'm just thinking, how do you communicate that with a girl within your relationship, right? Is it just like at some point in your relationship, like 3 months in, you're like, okay, girl, here's my hentai collection, watch through it, then you'll know what I'm into, and then you just tell me if you're still in, right?
Just cherry pick your favorite ones. Or the ones you're willing to do with me.
Yeah.
Interestingly, according to Shishido-san, the most popular of the 3 rooms is actually the Lotus room. For the simple reason people coming to the hotel on a first date don't want to scare off their partner with a weird or surprising room. After all, taking your date to a room with a punch bag probably doesn't give off the best first impression.
Yeah.
As we saw earlier on at the entrance, it costs just 2,900 yen for 2 hours of room time. However, every hour for an extra 1,000 yen, you can extend your stay indefinitely.
I wonder...
Indefinitely.
I wonder if there were any guys that just like really horny on the train ride home, so they just fucking get off and stop earlier, go in, have a fucking wank, and then just go.
And once you find all the amenities on offer, you can certainly see why the average amount of time spent in one of the rooms is 4 to 6 hours. I think most people have a seedy image of love hotels just because of what the whole thing insinuates.
Actually,
I wonder, hey, like, can you order room service in there?
yeah, they
Like,
talk,
if you can't see...
yeah, they solve it, yeah.
Really, the name of the game is convenience. They want you to stay here for as long as possible. They want you to enjoy the atmosphere.
It really is like an internet cafe.
Buy the stuff. We've got a big grand menu here filled with items, pizzas, pastas, steaks, beer, everything you could ever want. And also, each TV comes equipped with a menu where you can order it all.
So they send it through a little window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can buy things as well. They want you to buy things. What kind of things can we buy? What's that then? You can even buy lingerie. This one, Unikide, is actually sold out as it's so damn popular. 1,500 yen, it's pretty cheap. Stockings, you can even get...
They should have like a sexy rating with like how many eggplants next to it. Holy shit, this is triple eggplant. Buy
Stockings, if you want to reenact the famous Lost in Translation scene, rip my stocking. That's what that is there for.
And then just some
By this
briefs.
point, you might be wondering, why doesn't everyone just
This
stay
food
on?
looks pretty good.
Well, usually rooms at a love hotel can't be booked in advance. And obviously there's no concierge to help you with your luggage. When you do order food to your room, it's not wheeled in elegantly on a trolley, but instead passed through a hole in the wall.
Can you imagine, like, you open your window to, like, deliver the food to these guys? You just fucking dick.
I was about to say the exact same thing. Just imagine he just
This
opened
guy's
up
just
his
standing
dick.
in front of it. And you just go... Or would they be proud of you? Like, oh...
To be honest, as racist as this is, probably a lot of Asian guys wouldn't be confident enough to have their package sitting in front of a box. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can say it, you're Asian.
Level of discretion is even extended to the car park, where if you come by car, a handy license plate cover is on hand.
Oh,
helping
wow.
you
Yeah,
with
man.
peace of mind. As a result, the moment you arrive at a love hotel, the whole experience feels almost like a glitch in the Matrix. Locked away in your bunker, eating copious amounts of food, watching TV in the bath and deciding which cushion to relax on, while the invisible workers run the show like clockwork behind
Yeah,
the
even
scenes.
working
Have you
there
watched Shishido?
wouldn't be that uncomfortable, right?
Yeah, like, because you never...
You never
point of-
interact with people.
Yeah, it's order anonymity. I guess the only uncomfortable part is the cleaning crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're just like front of house, or if you're like the food service, then yeah, it's just a normal job.
Collapse and roll onto various beds. I was taken behind the curtain to get a glimpse of the hotel's management system. So the key to running a love hotel is having a good management system. You can see here these screens showing which rooms are vacant, which rooms are being used.
I feel I've literally seen this software used for an internet cafe before.
Well, for their like computers and shit.
Yeah.
One question I have: the cleaners wouldn't just walk up and down the halls when they're cleaning, right?
Yeah, like I think
Like they'd have to come in like some secret back door. Or...
No, it's like when people are gone, then they clean. What do you mean?
Yeah, but like if you gotta walk up the hall to get to your room, what's stopping the cleaner from just like popping out, just like a normal hotel, right? They were just like in there cleaning.
I don't know.
The ones in yellow, short time. These are people that just come in for like an hour or two for a bit of relaxation. And the ones in red, they've actually stayed overnight. This one here in green is being cleaned currently. You can even see if they're a member of the hotel. They've got this little heart symbol.
Oh,
And here, the entire love hotel
membership programs.
Takes anonymity out. When you're such a player,
Mr. Peterson, welcome back.
when you're such a player, you're totally okay with the staff knowing how much you bring chicks over.
Most love hotels have kind of a menu they've made in-house, but this love hotel, they've actually got a menu that's been designed and created by an Italian restaurant. They've gone a little bit step further. Although, to be honest, the last order we saw was just fried chicken and chips, which, to be fair, is exactly what I would order if I was staying in a love hotel. That's all you need, isn't it? Fried chicken and chips. Another order there. Lots of orders. Lots of chicken. And
Everything just looks so much cleaner in Japan, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, imagine if there was something like a love hotel
I think the work ethic's a lot higher there.
in the Western society, it would look fucking grungy as fuck. You would not trust any of the rooms, and like the people cooking the food would just be like some fat like fry chef. It's like what you see in the cartoons and shit. But it's so clean. And wait, you just go back a frame. Is that just old lube there?
They're like hand creams.
Like hand
shit,
my attention to the man himself. About a decade ago, Shishido-san's mum bought a love hotel as an investment, and after struggling to manage it, handed over day-to-day operations to her son, and it's been his life ever since. Over a light lunch, a very, very light lunch indeed, I sat down with Shishido-san to discuss some of the ups and downs of owning a love hotel. So 3 years ago, we made our first love hotel video together, and naturally a lot of the comments were about cleaning. Is the hotel clean? Things like that. What do you guys do compared to a normal hotel to keep a love hotel clean above and beyond?
うちは、フロントルーム、フロントスタッフ、ルームスタッフ、全分けてます。掃除が料理をしちゃうと、やはりお客さんにとっては、やはりどうしても汚れたてで掃除、提供する場合があると思うので、うちはそこはちゃんと分けてます。まあ、お客さんには実際それは見えないですけど、タオルとかもやっぱり人が使ってないちゃんとした綺麗なタオルを使ってコップ磨きとか全部そういうのは注意してます。
In Japanese culture, there's still definitely a stigma attached to running a love hotel due to its image of being associated with the sex industry. To be able to turn that into your life requires the ability to stand firm and believe what you're doing is making a positive impact.
楽しいですよね。やっぱりラブホテルは楽しい。
No shit, right?
あとはモチベーションを上げるのはやっぱりスタッフがいっぱい育ってきて、うちの社員たちを将来このラブホテルの地位をやはり今下げすまされている業界だけど地位を上げてあげたいっていうのが私のモチベーション。
Like, imagine that, right? Like, it'd be so hard to introduce business because it's like, oh yeah, if you're a lawyer and stuff, so oh, what do you do? It's, I'm a lawyer. Oh, cool, really? It's like, yeah, here's my card. Call me if you ever need any help, right? But it's like if you're like a love hotel, like okay, let's say if you just manage like a normal hotel, they're like, oh yeah, what do you do? Like I manage a hotel. Oh, which one? The Hyatt or something. Oh, here's my card. You know, call me if you ever looking for a place. You know, I'll give you an upgrade or some shit. But like if you're a love hotel, you can't really be like, I do a love hotel. If you're ever in the area, you know, and they're like, oh no, sir. Like I don't do that at all. But just in case, and you contact you, right? Like.
Despite Shishido-san's obvious enthusiasm for his work, I was surprised to find he was reluctant to recommend others to follow his career path.
ぶっちゃけ言いますけども、できれば参入はしない方がいいと思います。っていうのは24時間働いてて、人の3倍を結局やってるってことは儲かって当たり前なんで。
Like, I guess the graveyard shift would be complete reversed. Like their graveyard shift would probably like be morning shift when like no one comes. Yeah.
3倍朝から夜から24時間ずっと365日やってる
24/7 though?
大変だし人のもっと管理も大変だと思うので
He probably just.
まあやりたい人はたくさんいる
There's a chance he like lives in the hotel.
やはり
And so, like, he just sleeps, wakes up, goes to work, keeps working around the clock,
Yeah.
might go out for food, then come back, or he'll eat at the restaurant.
3つの単語で表してもらいます。
Yeah.
And the normal, like, working day in Japan is 12 hours.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, our normal working day is, like, 8 to 9.
Yeah, it's like 9 hours, yeah. Yeah, those Japanese work hard, man.
1 stay stay 2 rest rest 3 sex
I just...
Well, that was no beating around.
How come whenever, like, Japanese people say English words, it just sounds so much, like, funnier and emphasized, and, like... Like, you know in anime openings, how it's like, there's a whole Japanese song,
Yeah,
and then
and
this
then
is
they'll
like,
just have, like, some
two
English
random
words,
English
yeah.
words. It's like, go power, or some shit, like...
Ich ni sunshine yo, we go!
It's just always, like, a tiny, like, phrase or just a couple of words in English, and it's like, it's so how we would not pronounce it, but it's just, like, so random, yeah.
Around the bush, I guess it is what it is. なるほど。じゃあ今日は本当にありがとうございました。Thank you very much. Thank you. ありがとう。
So there you have it, behind the scenes of a Japanese love hotel. But which room would you stay in? I mentioned earlier that typically love hotels can't be booked ahead, but this one actually can. For an additional fee, you can snap up a room in advance of the hotel. It's still cheaper than a business hotel and a whole lot more fun. If you're visiting Sendai and want to experience a love hotel firsthand, you can find the link to the hotelier.
Yeah, well, guess that's that video.
That was very fascinating.
Popped up on my feed, man. It came up recently, and it seemed like a fun enough video.
I wasn't sure when I was reading through the list.
You wasn't sure
I
where
really
it
wasn't
was going?
Sure what a love hotel was. Like I thought it'd be some like reality TV show
Oh,
or some
nah.
shit like Love Island or whatever. And I was surprised. It's one of those weird and wacky Japanese things.
Yeah, yeah. Next video is
This is tough because short fingernails could be surgeon or lesbian.
guess who's a plastic surgeon?
Could be both.
Like last week when we had the like virgin versus non-virgin like guess off. I think that's a real good dynamic to our videos, man. So I'm gonna try to in future have like a similar sort of video, so we can like guess and deduce.
Hey, I'm Tom.
You know what you're doing here today?
I have no idea what
Clearly
I'm doing.
not a surgeon.
Today you're gonna guess who's a plastic surgeon.
Okay.
According to a RealSelf.com survey, only 16% of women in the U.S. know that medical professionals do not have to be board certified in plastic surgery to perform surgical procedures. Seriously?
What is she reading at like a 5th grade level? You notice how slow she was reading that? Yeah.
Some people are really bad at reading.
Yeah.
Is that true?
People usually stop reading like during high
Have you
school.
ever wanted plastic surgery?
I've always wanted a boob job, hence this really push-up.
What a surprise.
Pounds, and I have some excess skin on my body, so I'm gonna have that removed.
What do you think of when you think of a plastic surgeon?
I will say I do expect them to hold themselves to a standard to market what they can do, so I expect them to have a certain level of symmetry if they can achieve that themselves or through assistance of others.
I feel like they're all generally good-looking. Like, have you ever watched the movie?
It doesn't make sense for a plastic surgeon to be good looking, right? Like, there's this, like, interesting riddle, right? Okay, so there's an interesting riddle, right? So, a man goes into a town, and he needs to get a haircut. There are only 2 hairdressers in the entire town. He goes to one of them, and he sees that that hairdresser has a really nice haircut. And he goes to the other hairdresser, and he says, and he notices that the hairdresser has a really shit haircut, right?
Yeah.
Why does he go to the hairdresser with a shit haircut than the hairdresser with the good haircut, right?
Because the guy with the good haircut got his haircut from the guy with the shit haircut.
Yeah, and vice versa,
Yeah.
right? So it doesn't make sense if a plastic surgeon looks good. It's like, oh, but he's a plastic surgeon, he should know what's good, right? But yeah, but if he gets operated on, he gets operated on by another plastic surgeon. So yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Movies and they're just all good-looking.
They look like sleek.
Mostly male, probably rich.
I'm just expecting it to be like some fucking old grey guy.
Is it?
Well, like, surgery is like, is
I'm not gonna hit on
is a
anyone.
medical
Hey.
specification. So
Get this right?
yeah,
Let's see.
I just imagine it to be someone who's really far down
How's it going?
the medical
Good.
line.
Tom. Yeah. Chris. Nice to meet you.
May I see your hands?
Sure.
No. Mm-mm. I saw a tiny little tremor, and also I see calluses. You're not a plastic surgeon.
It's the facial hair that's throwing me off. Like, I don't know if I would go into
You
the
have to
night
wear a
if somebody
mask.
didn't have a beard net on. Like, how does that work?
But you have to wear a face mask anyway.
yeah. But now that I think about it, have I ever met any doctors with a beard? Like a mustache or like some stubble is fine, but like a beard? I don't think I've ever seen that. I think he might make a good point. Like, definitely you never have a doctor with fucking like bush beard
Oh,
like he
not
does.
like
Yeah,
that. But his is pretty. Like, he's pretty neat.
yeah.
And trim.
But you don't know like how medically like sanitized everything fucking gets. I don't think this guy's a surgeon.
I guess we're just guessing by looking at him.
Yeah.
I
feel he's too young as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'd expect him to be at least like 40. What, too young or too old?
Maybe late 30s. Probably start beginning
I know
there.
you are in the medical profession. You seem to kind of stay in shape. Most of my friends that are physicians kind of have the same build that you do.
Whatever, man. Do you know how many doctors smoke cigarettes? And they're the people that know smoking kills you. They're the people that know the best. Right? But they still smoke.
It's funny. It's like fucking... I don't like... There's this guy every time at work, every time he sees me like smoke a cigarette or even like puff my vape, he goes, "Do you have any idea how bad that is for you?" And I'm just like,
really?
Thanks, I'm glad someone told me finally.
Like, how ironic and sick would it be if you were an oncologist, which is cancer doctor, and like you diagnose a person with lung cancer, and then just during your break, you just outside smoking a cigarette?
And then they're like, "Oh, what is it from?" Probably the cigarettes, to be honest. And then afterwards, he's like, "Well, I'm going on a little break. You want to come out for a smoky?"
Yeah. It's like, have you watched Breaking Bad?
I have seen the first 2 episodes of Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched the whole thing.
So basically the main character gets like lung cancer, even though he's not a smoker. Like a couple of seasons down the road, like him and like his brother-in-law, they're like outside on like a birthday party or something, and like his brother-in-law is smoking a Cuban cigar. It's like, oh, you want one? It's like, oh wait, sorry if that's a little bit insensitive. And he's like, no, it's fine, I'll smoke one. He's like, you sure? I've already got lung cancer.
Yeah.
So I guess if you already got lung cancer, there's no downside to smoking a cigar, right?
I will say no. Just from like, you did make eye contact when you came in, but I will say you weren't very confident spoken, I guess. I feel like physicians generally are.
Ouch.
They do need good bedside manner.
On my face.
Just draw a dick on his face.
Does that feel like professional hand?
No, I feel like there's a dot in the middle of my forehead.
Do you think I'm a plastic surgeon?
No.
Why?
Don't take it offensively.
He probably isn't.
I just don't think you are.
Considering how he drew like
I didn't
nothing.
want to hurt anybody's feelings.
I really don't know what to look for.
And I'm not going to, because I'll be honest with you, you're right. I'm not a plastic surgeon.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Jesus, why do you have to make me nervous like that?
Can I get a rag?
Any other questions?
No. That's it.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't want to play the race card, but statistically, it's looking way more favorable for this guy.
You want me to put the other one on as well?
Yes, both of them. Why do I feel like this is an act?
You feel like he's pretending?
Yeah. Okay, can I just say a few...
I don't know. Like, you'd assume that a professional would just be like, lip, lip, and the gloves are on, but I assume... Okay, also something you gotta know, when it comes to surgeons, they don't actually put their own gloves on. Like,
yeah, they go.
They do this, and then the nurse is supposed to, like, roll them up. Otherwise, because you can't...
Because if you touch the outside with your hand...
Yeah.
It's not... Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you wash...
He's a plastic surgeon or not.
So it would make sense if he doesn't know how to put his own gloves on. It's like, fucking nurse does it for me.
So what about my walk made you think of me as a plastic surgeon?
I think you just have a very calming demeanor. You smile.
I feel you've got a very plastic surgery sort of tone.
Yeah.
So-
Like, that walk is something the sway of your hips while you walk is something I normally equate to plastic surgeons.
It made me feel comfortable.
Just like that.
Yeah.
He's definitely a doctor.
Vibes, definitely.
Why you're not wearing your shoes?
One of my feet is kind of swollen, so I decided to just go without shoes.
Why are your feet swollen?
Oh, I injured it doing sports.
Are you an
Doing
athletic person?
sports
I
stuff.
like to play tennis.
You like to play tennis?
Oh, tennis is a rich person sport,
It's a
yeah.
doctor.
I just imagine a surgeon's got to value these things like they're their lives.
If I did get a nose job, what would you do?
I think overall your nose looks good, but it could be tweaked a little bit.
Are you calling me ugly?
Not at all.
No, okay.
It could be an accountant.
I think he probably
You're
is.
a lawyer and not a plastic surgeon. Using your words are more than you're using your hands.
No, I'm a plastic surgeon.
Well, all right.
But I like your thought process. Can I ask you what surgery you're considering?
I like the way you look down when you ask that question. I'm like, yes, I was considering a boob job.
Well, you probably wouldn't want to come and see me for that. I specialize in the face.
Oh, how long have you been doing that for?
20 years.
20 years now.
That's why I have to walk. It's been 20 years of hard work.
Yep,
Yeah.
called it.
Do you feel
Yeah,
you feel that
you'd be
change the
surprised how
world?
many chicks actually want to get
And I
boob
think
jobs.
the society's perception about plastic.
Like, yeah, like, so it's really weird, because, like,
But it's one of those things that make you realize, like, guys are all self-conscious about the size of their dicks. Chicks are really self-conscious about the way their boobs look. Like, if they sag a little bit, or if they're too small. Like,
Yeah.
chicks are really paranoid about that.
like, I was, like, growing up, like, for all the school system, it was, like, I was in a very isolated environment, but now that I'm, like, in the real world, and you meet and talk to a lot of people, and, like, a lot of different women and stuff, you actually, like, just hear from random conversations how, like, many women are open to the idea, right? Like,
Yeah, because everyone, they always, like, because there's no, like, plastic dick surgery equivalent.
like, I also guess that, like, you can't work out, really, to make your boobs bigger. So, like, even if you're a girl that just goes to the gym and shit, you might have a nice booty, but, like, outside of surgery, there's very little you can do for your, like, your boob size. And I guess, yeah, when it comes to women, like, as bad as it is, like, women have to use their good looks for a large factor of their ability to attract a man. So I guess, like, makes sense.
Surgery and beauty is constantly changing, and that also makes it very challenging.
A couple of things about breast implants are. So a couple of ways to tell. So obviously, one, touch, because they're way firmer. I guess we're talking about to you guys. It's like, two, also they don't flop, because they're like very stiff. And third one, and this is probably the hardest way to tell, but apparently it does exist. If you get a flashlight and you like put the flashlight against a boob, like it glows if they got a boob job, and if it doesn't,
So, the way they do a boob job, they'll make incisions, like, under their tit,
yeah,
and then, like, slide them in.
yeah,
When they first get it, if they have their top off, you can clearly see the scar. But after a while, they do drop a bit,
yeah.
and it covers up that scar. That's the way they do that. So you can look for the scar. And I do notice this as well. There's this weird, like, ripple thing. Like, if they're on a weird angle, if they stretch their tits in a certain way, you see that weird kind of ripple on the side or, like, somewhere on their boobs.
Yeah, so you just get a good surgeon, apparently.
Hi, I'm Austin.
Hey, Sharon.
And I'm assuming you're older than 32.
No, a lot older, yeah.
I asked that for education.
I'm going,
Alright,
yes.
Age is,
5
yeah.
6 years for residency, post-med school. That's correct.
Yeah, good, yeah.
If I were going to go see a plastic surgeon, I would want them to look a lot better than I do. And this, ladies and gentlemen,
He
this
obviously
is a
hasn't.
handsome specimen.
Done the riddle game.
You look like you
just
would
Yeah.
work at REI.
I'd be the worst employee. I know nothing about camping, but it'd be kind of fun.
He seems very shy. You probably work in an office. Let's say salesman.
I could believe he's a surgeon.
How long
What?
have you been a plastic surgeon?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
right.
I would believe it, yeah.
I don't know, I just looked at him and I was like, I get the feeling.
If I were to be choosing
Now I'm
a
like one of that
surgeon,
chick who's like, the way you walk and talk.
He feels a little bit reserved with, like, how
Yeah.
he's just very to the point with his answers, hands in pockets, not very
Well,
talkative.
doctors are like that, right? Because you, like, there's that no emotion kind of like sympathy direction doctors go for a lot of the
It
time.
depends on which field you're in.
Yeah.
Like in certain fields, like you have to be way more frank, but in certain other fields, you're supposed to be way more bubblier. So I guess like pediatrician, like you're supposed to be a little bit more like energetic. Pediatrician is to do with kids. Yeah. So you're supposed to be a little bit more energetic and stuff. And but like something that people don't realize is that like a whole dimension of how like doctors get like graded upon is like their bedside manner. It's like how they communicate with people and make the person feel irrespective of like the medical like procedures you're going through and stuff. So that's something that they train upon. It's like talking to people, getting information out of them, because like when you're deducing like a random condition, also getting information from them for like just being a detective and figuring out what sort of lifestyle bullshit that they have is also pretty important as well. So
what's the number one thing you should say I should look for?
Make sure they're board certified in plastic surgery, not in something else, and then dabbling in plastic surgery.
Good thing to know.
Dabbling. I would meet them. I would meet more than one.
So I didn't hear choose the most handsome one, which was my original plan.
I don't.
What a dumbass.
Right.
I don't think looks alone are going to do it. In fact, I would say that is not a criteria.
I was pretty sure that was it, but okay.
No.
I'm Tom. Nice to meet you also.
I'm gonna go no, just because of statistics. We've had 2 plastic surgeons in a row.
Just by looks, I think she could. Like, I don't want to play the race card here as well, but it's.
I don't know. Like, I would expect them to be like, if you're Indian and you're presenting as a doctor, part of me believes you.
I've literally seen people in med school that's basically this chick fucking 10 years beforehand, man. Like, I'm like, because like when I first started university, I started in second semester of the year, which is also the same semester that all the med students rotate in. Yeah. So I spent like most of my orientation week with the med students, so I got to know a lot of them, and you know, like a good chunk of them, like 20%, would just be like this person, but 10 years ago or like 15 years ago. But yeah,
and presented as though I worked one. This is somebody that works.
So I'm pretty confident.
In a way that needs to
I would feel confident that she's a doctor.
I would think that maybe you are a doctor, but probably not plastic surgery. What makes you think that? You give me more like family medicine, maybe?
The thing that when she said, "Why don't you think that so immediately?" I've said that when people said, "I don't think you're a whatever." Like, yeah, when someone says, "Oh, you seem like a social guy. I don't think you work at a bar," you'd be like, "Oh, why don't you think that?" It's like you have a very easy, because of that line, I think she's a plastic surgeon.
Okay. See, now I'm being stereotypical because you give me more of a motherly vibe. I can see you working with children.
Not a plastic surgeon. I also want to say maybe not even medical.
You are a plastic surgeon. Feel like you've got an eye for beauty.
I am not a plastic surgeon, but I am a medical doctor. I'm an internal medicine doctor.
Oh.
So you can think of me as a primary care doctor who has also learned some other skills.
Oh, shit.
Somebody
This
actually
chick's really hot.
reshaping their body, that's what the plastic surgeon does.
Want to do a little spin for me?
Well, yes, perform a little surgery. We shake hands.
He's over.
Nah, he's not a doctor. Unless he is kind of joking around though. I guess we can tell after like when we see this team cut. Nah, okay. Like, I might be completely off of this. But I think the way he held the scalpel is like the way you see in movies, but not the way that surgeons actually do it, I think. I might be completely wrong with this, but I think that might be something.
Where did you go to school?
Oh,
I grew up in Oakland.
I wanted to see how he undid the second glove.
Okay.
Like if he would like.
I don't think you're a plastic surgeon, but I do think you're a high roller. I got like the.
I don't think he's a surgeon.
Why do you think I'm a mobster?
I think it's this. It was the button.
The button? The like button?
Button. It was just
You
like.
look more buttoned up if you want me to.
No, keep it.
Okay.
It's charming. So you aren't a plastic surgeon.
I am a plastic surgeon.
Oh, well. Wait, so what kind of plastic surgery?
Facial plastic surgery.
Facial.
I'm a board certified facial plastic surgeon.
How long have you been a surgeon?
28 years.
What's your favorite part about it?
I take happy people and make them happier.
Yeah. That's...
Wrong. You take sad people and make them happier for a very short period of time
before they realize what a waste of money it was.
Before they get sad again.
It's a great feeling.
Okay, what would you change about my face?
Nothing.
Really?
You're gorgeous. Leave well enough alone.
No. All right. Did he look down at her chest very briefly? I got the exact frame.
Leave well enough alone.
Thank you. Great meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like that very passive aggressive, like, oh yeah, like you leave your face alone. There's nothing wrong with your face.
Getting kind of hot in here. I'm Sherry. Sherry? Isla. Isla, nice to meet you. What are some of your hobbies?
I like carpentry a lot. Like home improvement.
I just looked at your hands a little bit. Can I see the other side, actually? See, this is tough because short fingernails could be surgeon or lesbian. It's tough.
Could be both.
Could be both.
I don't see doctors getting that many tattoos. Like, just like random vanity ones.
So you can't do... Is it a common thing for doctors to donate blood? Like, do doctors go, I see the value of donating blood, so I donate blood?
I don't particularly think so. Like,
because you can't donate blood if you have tattoos.
Yeah, I do know about that. Like, I don't think so.
So
like,
I was wondering if maybe that was the reason not a lot of doctors got tattoos, was because another one of their contributions to medicine was donating their blood.
Nah, fuck that. Like, if I was a doctor, I'd be like, alright, I fucking spend all my time in the fucking, like, at the clinic. I'm not giving you any more blood, sweat, and tears, man. I'm literally giving blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah. I'm not literally giving you any more blood, man. Yeah, I think they just wouldn't want to be there, man. Any longer than they currently are. Oh, actually, like, I think, if anything, I think they probably shouldn't be giving blood, especially if they're doing procedures. Like,
well, you wouldn't donate blood and then
just go into procedure or whatever. But like,
actually, you can get called in any time, right?
Yeah,
if you're a doctor. So you would never want to be like...
Oh, technically you have on-call hours.
Yeah.
So like you work certain hours and that's your normal hours. And then like for certain hours during the week, these are if they're emergencies, you're on call. So it's not like they're gonna like always call you up at like 4 a.m. in the morning. Except when there's a very specific emergency, when you're like badass doctor can fucking come in and like save them. Yeah, man.
Oh, could be both.
How do you know she's a lesbian?
Say that I knew.
She does give a lesbian vibe off, but
yeah,
this guy is not smart with how he's been talking this entire time. Yeah,
he's actually a bit annoying.
At
least the girls are hot and annoying.
Here's the thing, though, right? Like most of the plastic surgeons so far have been dudes, right? There's only been one female plastic surgeon, I think. Yeah, no.
She was a doctor. She was.
Oh yeah, okay. So all of them have been dudes, right? If she's a lesbian. She could also be a plastic surgeon for the chicks as well, right? Think about it that way.
I'm going with no.
It's like this one. It's kind of like the reverse of Queer Eye. So in Queer Eye, you got a gay guy to make guys look better, but then you got it's like the les eye, which is the lesbian who's trying to make women look better. I think she could be.
I just said short fingernails could be a potential indication.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of a type.
I think she could be. I think she is. Just for the diversity.
I mean, that's what it takes to be a surgeon. You've got to go in there knowing you're going to kick ass, do the job, and come out with everybody happy. I'm just going to go with I'm going to say plastic surgeon. Was that right? No.
Fuck.
What do you do?
I'm a veterinarian.
Oh, okay.
That makes all kinds of sense now.
Why does that make all kinds of sense?
I don't know.
Lesbians, animals.
Yeah, lesbians, animals.
Right, like we're trying to
Yeah.
Have you ever performed surgery?
Oh, I do surgery. Sometimes when I'm closing a skin incision on a dog or a cat and it looks just perfect, I'm like, I should have been a plastic surgeon. I would have made way more money.
So nice to meet you.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
as well. Good guessing.
How was that?
Okay.
Kind of nerve-wracking.
She's really tall.
Yeah? Yeah. I can't say that I know that I've ever met a plastic surgeon for sure before.
Show of hands, who did Stephanie guess correct?
2.
Yeah. That's a good batting average.
And with the raise of hands, who's actually a plastic surgeon?
It's just the
Give me
dudes.
a free consultation? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's it. It's another fun guessing game. I like these deduction sort of guessing games, man. I think try to like get them every week. Next one, I think this is Friendly. No, it's not yet. Oh, Friendly Jordies videos.
Yeah, no, these are like a nice little fun game for us. You know what I mean?
My audience appreciates, which is a slow news day.
I know the feels.
Stolen an idea from Pewdiepie, which is to review memes of myself and pretend that I'm not butthurt by it at all. Just
Reviewing memes is kind of like trending trending a couple of weeks ago, man. Like there were like lawyers that were like reviewing lawyer memes, and then there were doctors reviewing medical memes. Oh man.
So I have to review bar memes, and you have to review accounting memes.
Yeah, stuff like that. I don't think you get that many accounting memes. When I was back in my office, I made most of the accounting memes.
Right one. Good on you, man. And let me tell you this straight off the bat. The response to this was overwhelming. When I asked people to enroll to vote in 2016, not to brag, but I was integral in increasing youth voter registration by 20%. This blitzed that. And deepest apologies to everybody who contributed to this meme stash, because Matt was too lazy to put your name down, and we don't know who you are now. But, as is the pattern of history, the greatest heroes are those that are forgotten. This is the tomb to the unknown memester. This is part 1. We've received so many memes we can make this a trilogy. First is that classic meme of the superhero faced with a difficult choice. Make wholesome content highlighting corruption in politics. Meme reviews. Friendly Jordies.
If they change from meme reviews like Warhammer videos, then like then it will be it's pretty spot on.
What other YouTuber with specifically this microphone reviews memes? John Howard, the politician. And just for reference, I mean, I think they just thought that was enough said, but there's a modelling shot.
Not gonna lie, didn't look too bad as a young man, John Howard. Definitely hasn't really aged that well, but
Exactly
could do
like
worse.
John Howard as a young man. And as we did plainly see, he's a silver fox, so I've got many more years to come upon this. The lost history of liberalism, from ancient Rome to the 21st century. I think I'm supposed to be happy in that photo, but I think I'm always pissed, so that's the closest thing they have to a smile on record of me. And then the lost hist of liberal triggered. Well, they got my number. I hate the Liberal Party. Which Friendly Jordies are you? January, Self-Help Jordan. February, Warhammer Jordan. March, Jar Rules Fun Time Spectacular Jordan. April, Daddy Shat. May, Single Mum Jordan. June, One of the Boys Jordan. News Reporter Jordan. Bogan Jordan.
Yilmaz Jordan.
Single Dad Jordan. December, OG Jordan. The precious memories of my
Which one are you?
university life flooding back into
we're gonna have to go back. Okay.
I'm single dad, Jordan.
His neighbours legitimately thinking that they're next to Singular Jordan.
I feel like I might be self-help Jordan.
What month were you born? January.
Oh, okay. No, I'm February, so that means I'm Warhammer Jordan, which I guess is probably not that far off as well.
In Matt's backyard yelling as he goes, and then his neighbours legitimately thinking that they're next to somebody who has an intellectual handicap. Insightful and informative political commentary with a comedic spin. Simpsons impressions of Is that what's happened to this channel, is it? It's become a joke in on itself. It was this ever-expanding sun until one day, black hole...
He's just gone down this slippery slope.
This guy going, now you know the true meaning of the universe. Hey, I promise I won't get all political. 3 drinks...
You know how we're going to that Friendly Jordies like stand-up show? We should get shirts printed up that says like Friendly Jordies painting service.
Hey, I'm keen. I'm down for some.
It's like meme shirts. Yeah. Stand out in the crowd.
Yeah.
Later, the Liberal government on the Friendly Jordies 50% off Christmas album. I'm glad someone remembered that.
I don't get that one.
Well, they are. Whoa. This VR is so realistic. It's nearly impossible to stop Murdoch and the Koch brothers. You have got to laugh. Dissociative identity disorder. You know, that actually does scare me on a daily basis. One of the most independent sources of...
Because people have, like, kind of different personalities within them, especially if they, like, deal with different sort of people within their life.
Yeah.
Do you ever notice yourself, like, thinking in, like, one voice in like, certain different topics? Like, I've got this voice, which is, like, how I'm talking socially, but then, like, I've got my business voice. Like, so it's...
You're right, but I never noticed.
Yeah, so...
And I can't think of any specific examples.
Because I'm, like, way more adventurous and, like, risk taker when I'm, like, in my, like, social attitude. But, like, in business attitude, it's like, oh, super conservative. Like, be super skeptical of everyone. And, like, yeah, so with him, like, because, like, I maybe have, like, 2 or 3 sort of mentalities that I sort of split between, right? He probably has a fucking issue where it's like when he thinks of a joke, he'll be like, do it in Yilmaz's voice or do it in fucking single mom's voice. Having that many fucking personalities and thinking about who would say what.
I'm just thinking right now, like, I'm trying to, like, think of sentences in the Victor voice, and I'm actually having trouble thinking in Victor's voice. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of something like, hey, what's going on? It is me, Victor, here to party with my friends. And it's hard for me to think that without just saying it.
Yeah. But, like, sometimes you can, like, sometimes, don't you ever word it out? It's like, so I was like, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, she was like, oh, man, dude. Like, just, like, have those different voices that play things out in your head.
Sure.
I don't know.
I like to, like, run scenarios over in my head to see... Like,
yeah, you run scenarios through
how they would map out.
Yeah, so it's easy in like a one-on-one sort of scenario, but if he's got like 12 different personalities, right? That's it's clusterfuck to manage all the different sort of attitudes and personalities, right? Unless he's just like so fluent with like, this is exactly what sort of Yilmaz would say. This is what like Bogan person would say, and yeah.
If you know a character well enough.
Show is conducted by somebody who has split personality disorder.
Weird flex.
All right,
okay.
let's look at this one. Ask the innocent. His impressions. Come on! My Krusty was pretty on point! One more Jordies video, me. Nicely sketched. Those memes ever get old of describing implements? Me explaining to my liberal voting parents why they should vote for Labour because some guy that puts wigs in funny voices. That scared pear woman.
That is kind of funny, because, like, Friendly Jordies does make good points, but at the same time, if you ever tried to show these videos, like, his political videos, to, like, a more conservative older viewer, they're like, what the fuck? This guy's
Why would I listen
this
to
guy's
someone
a joke,
who's
right?
acting like this?
Yeah.
But, like, they're not his target audience, and that's kind of the point. He's trying to... Because, like, he has a passion for comedy, but he's also, like, deeply into politics, and his public service was, like, young people don't like politics. They find it boring. They're not interested. They either won't vote or they'll just vote for whoever. They don't care. It doesn't matter anyway. Or all their opinions just come from their dad. Whatever, dad's boring. But because he's like hip and jive and does all the funny things, and he also doesn't only upload political videos. So you probably rabbit hole down his, like, really silly ones, like what to do at Bali, or, like, fast food and shit like that. And then you just get into one of his political ones, just, like, on your binge. And then you're just watching Friendly Jordies political videos, because they're still funny, but that's how you're getting your, like, political information.
Yeah.
To know who to vote for this.
It's like when you mash up medicine for kids or dogs into their food.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
They don't know they're
exactly
taking
right.
it, yeah.
Seeping into the couch with fear, my heart resting, exercising, watching Friendly Jordies leading up to the election. And it should be. If you are getting a heart attack as a citizen of Australia, you're not a patriot. Watch this, Lisa. You can actually pinpoint the second where his heart pressure.
Oh, the bathwater.
It's of you filming me figuring out that you dumped bathwater.
Oh man, I still don't want to fucking think about it.
Close to your cock. I'll get you back to this, Connor. You won't know when. Jordies before and after receiving questions on his second channel, which no one knows exists. Jordan Shake, subscribe. Thank you very much for that plug. Watching Friendly Jordies to be informed. Watching Noam Chomsky documentaries in Korea to be informed. Actually reading Chomsky and Jane Mayer to be informed. What are these fucked pictures of Winnie the Pooh?
Hasn't he seen that meme?
And we exist at the same time. A man who looks like this teaches us everything about Australian politics. Alright, well, at least jabs at my appearance are starting to hurt. Geordie, Tony Robbins awake adventure. I think that is just a file footage photo of me. Do the video, Friendly Jordies. I'm painful. Parasite. Woman on train. Ooh, an artist. I wonder what he's drawing. Is he drawing me? That horrible melted towel. Shane, paint me like one of your towel girls. You know what that moment is? You know when your brother came home crying one day because, oh my god, he shat his pants in school? But it's just a family joke. This is just a national joke. Let's see who's responsible for messing up our country. The best memes are the ones that are true. Friendly Jordan, meme creator. I love how many videos I do making fun of stoners and they sit there just being like, that's your kid, man, I still love you. Wow, that graph's too complicated for me and it's about me. That goes 4 years of a politics degree out the window. I could study this meme as long as I did my undergrad and I'd still be at a loss. I'm just like, why is my brain that big? I mean, it's pretty big, I guess, but does it need a crane to be lifted? The Liberals' response after Friendly Jordies explains how Australia is in crippling debt. Sharks. You know what's really scary? That looks like Peter Dutton. Viewers only watch because it's funny. The greatest generic comment this channel receives is, what happened to you, Friendly Jordies? You used to be funny. Now you've gotten all political. Jordies considering if 1 million subscribers is worth getting a Warhammer tattoo. Matt the editor. That is this little goblin always hobbling over my shoulder. It doesn't even hurt that much. That's the end. That was enjoyable. Thanks, guys. Thanks for doing my job for me. Make sure that you click the like button purely for
I guess
my
there'll be another one next week.
doing my work for me.
Oh, that's good. Another video.
The effort, just didn't appreciate it enough to
What your Tekken main says about you.
You haven't played much Tekken, eh?
Don't know a fucking thing. I know there's a guy with a leopard for a head.
Oh yeah, that's King.
Towel on my head. Well, first off, it's not a towel, it's a turban. Be more culturally sensitive or I'll ask who your ass. The reason I'm wearing this is because I'm psychic. I can tell what type of person you are by your main character that you select in Tekken. Want to see if I'm right? Ooh, prediction. I am. Let's play.
Like, I didn't play much Tekken until, like, I had a mate that came over and we played a lot of Tekken 6. And then I learned the game and then, like, I whooped his ass non-stop. And then he stopped playing. So I kind of got a general idea of how things go.
A turban for a gag. You feel like that. Name 3 castaways. Ooh. Ooh. First, Lucky First, Yoshimitsu, the jester alien robot we all learned to love.
Yeah, in a martial arts tournament, it's just like,
galactic ass kicker.
I don't know what it is. It's like some ghost skeleton thing that's got a sword, and he can stab himself.
Didn't even do the HSC. Too busy studying how to get Yoshimitsu to use his sword. I know the struggle. His greatest strength isn't the fact that he has a lightsaber. It's the fact that every time he gets hurt, you feel hurt for him with that. You didn't have many friends. You were the first person to discover stick death, and as soon as everybody else found out about stick death, you were already bored of it, moved on to 4chan, spent 300 hours figuring out every possible Yoshimitsu combo so that when your shitty cousin came over, he threw a tantrum and made the Yoshimitsu sound of broke your controller. You never fixed it, you just put duct tape around it, admit it. If you frequently select Yoshimitsu, you have a dark soul. A soul so dark that even if that crocodile god from ancient Egypt ate
He's really laying in.
Yeah.
There's a crocodile god.
It's kind of like a meme character.
They put your heart
But there are a lot of meme characters in Tekken.
scale when you die. And if it's heavier than a feather, i.e. you're a worse person. Like they throw your heart to a crocodile and this crocodile...
I think that's Sebek.
And if it's better than that, you go to heaven.
Sobek.
Heihachi, even though he's the bad guy, only legends pick him. I don't know why. It's proof that the yin and yang symbol is a scientific concept. Everyone who frequently picks Heihachi, even if they get their ass kicked, they will always say at the end of it, "Oh, nice, man."
I don't know why, but it seems like in most fighting games, like the old man is just canonically really, really strong. Like,
yeah, right.
In every fighting game, the old man is just some like boss ass guy that if he was like fucking 15 years younger, he'd fucking whoop your ass. But he's just like got some god tier like level sort of destruction ability. Because he's old and there's a new protagonist, he gets beaten or something. But yeah,
the experienced old wise master.
Yeah, man. I wonder if it was actually a thing. I wonder if like in like Asian culture, like they were just like these master monks or martial artists that were like 60 or 80 years old and they were still like fucking up these 30-year-old guys, even though they're just like they're walking around with like a cane and like smoking their long
You've seen
pipe
those
thing.
like ridiculous like fake kung fu masters, who are like 60 and like these guys run around who are like still learning and they're like what, and the old guy just goes like one finger.
Yeah, it's just like some real easy like because they're so experienced. It's like and it's like the guy just goes over, right? Yeah.
Just a decent guy, and every time you lose contact with him over the years, and he pops
Oh, it's
up
also
on
Dr.
Facebook
Wily from Mega
later,
Man.
Yeah,
he'll
right.
be there shirtless with a couple of tats on his chest, holding a baby, and you will inevitably say, "Oh, good for him," and you will actually mean it. If you pick Julia, you're a sociopath. Who on earth picks Julia apart from Logan Paul? Very sweet, friendly exterior, but as soon as you're down on the ground, just keeps kicking you until you're dead. Never gives you a chance to even get up. Just you may as well just close your eyes for the next 20 seconds and mash the control pad. It'd be the exact same outcome. Just wait.
I've got nothing to say about this. Like no one within my circle that played this game played Julia, so
For that echoey to know that the carnage is over. Ever heard the phrase "kick 'em while they're down"? Talk is cheap. Julia walks the walk. If you choose Law, you are the human embodiment of the Dunning-Kruger effect. You're so awesome because he does backflips. Well, I got news for you. Tekken isn't circus tricks.
he's just
and
Bruce
ice
Lee,
cream.
like in every
It's not
fighting
hard to
game.
make Law do backflips. He does that more than walk in the game. Be honest. You think you're better playing him because he looks the most martial artsy out of all of them.
It's like people picking. It's like why people pick Lee Sin in fucking League of Legends. I just want to play the wise kung fu master.
Yeah, the young Asian kung fu guy.
You're a tech NPC. That's your name. You were the youngest brother, and you picked him because you.
Oh yeah, that's
The giant
it's
robot.
like, yeah, it's like, but that's like also people who pick Fulgor or some shit.
Yeah.
Might be somehow linked. Even though
Oh my
your
god,
older
look how
brother
cool
tried
he
to
is! He's
explain
like a
to you
robot.
He's got
with
lasers
all-
and shit.
tantrums after losing. But stop choosing Gunjack then, you spastic. He's shit. Which is all I know is the closest thing an older brother will give their younger brother in terms of friendly advice. But you'd say, "No, he's my favourite," and then sit there crying and pathetically begging, "Just let me get him one punch." If you chose Gunjack, you have no one to blame but yourself. And the younger sister version, Zhao Yu, I'm guessing you were a tomboy with 4 older brothers, and they used to kick your ass. But it was like when Goku was training on that planet with 10 times the level of gravity on Earth.
That's
So your
20.
entire childhood was just one long rocky montage of you figuring out how to do those behind slaps. And your older brothers got bored of the game just before you peaked. But now that you live in a share house and you play Tekken, everyone goes, "Oh my god, she knows how to do the triple slap." The chickens have come home to roost.
You know, that is not an unrealistic story, because I have met some like girl gamers who are almost exactly that scenario. They just happen to be the middle or the younger sister of like 2 like heavily gaming brothers.
Yeah.
And they learn to play like Smash Bros or something like that with them. And then like
Yeah, I'm not the youngest girl of the family, but I am the youngest guy in the family, and I used to get wrecked by my brothers. But now if my brothers played me in any game, Oh, I'd destroy them. It wouldn't even be a competition, man.
It's 'cause
but they don't play games anymore.
Yeah, because they're family men.
They fucking grew the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim, I mean, what's there to say? You're probably an accountant.
Main
Your house
Asian
really
protagonist.
early for way too much. You're boring. Paul, older brother of two. Used to crack the shits
Look at
when
that
your mum would come
fucking
and
hair.
tidy your room because you had a porn stash. Dropped out in year 10 because what can school teach me that life can't? And that is technically true, but you proceeded to not educate yourself at all. Just ended up watching every episode of Naruto go, for some reason, characters with blonde peroxide spiky hair speak to me. Your friends enjoyed hanging out with your little brother more than they enjoyed hanging out with you. Your little brother came to the conclusion at 12 that you're, quote, a bit fucked. He has a distinct memory of you using a whippersnipper against him threateningly because he dared ask not to use the shitty off-brand controller just once. To which your response...
How do you friend someone with a whippersnipper when you're playing a video game? Right? It's like, oh, I don't want that shitty controller. Oh yeah, he just walks out, goes to the fucking garage, gets the whippersnipper, and then comes back into the house. It's like that entire process would have been like 4 or 5 minutes, and you're just sitting there like, so what? Are we waiting for him to come back or some shit? How does he come up with this shit, man? That has never happened.
Use this one then! Come on! Take that! Ogre,
Wow.
I have a theory,
OTT.
and if there's one comment that contradicts this, the theory
How many
completely
fucking
null.
characters are in
That's how
Tekken?
confident I am
A
about
lot.
it.
We need a lightning
If you chose
round.
Ogre as a kid, you're now a plumber. Oh, here we go, Eddie. If you chose Eddie, you're a cheap cunt. Such...
Nearly there, but I just want to put it out there. Everyone says Eddie's cheap. It's not that cheap. It's just that, like, bad players don't know how to deal with shit because they don't know how to block or hit low. But yeah, okay.
An opportunist using the
He's just
exact
another
same
one of these
shitty tactic
casuals
every time of
who
smashing
can't deal with this guy.
circle and X over and over, eliciting the exact same response from every kid in the country that versus you. Stop moving! No. If you chose Eddie Gordo, just like how there's loving father on some people's tombstone, the only thing that should be allowed on yours is little shit. With the quote at the bottom reading, no one's stopping you from choosing you. Stoner's choice. What is it with stoners and liking anything with the branding of King in it? I mean, King's great if you know how to play him, but be honest, the reason you chose him is because it wigs you out there. Dude, is that his head or is that a mask? How many times do you think stoners worldwide have had that conversation? 70 trillion?
It is a mask.
If that was your main, then
Okay.
turban off for you. How'd you do it? Are you that bald kid from the Matrix that can bend the spoon with his mind? Talk about playing with a handicap. God,
This is
what
just
a
some
handicap.
guest character for like one game.
He's
I
objectively
think.
the worst character, and this is a public service announcement. If you know anyone whose main character is gone, alert NASA. One of their experiments from the psychic ward is loose. Huawei, here we go. The second cheapest character.
Not gonna lie, I mean Huawei
Yeah.
and his master bike.
This one's for you.
Anyone who picked him has just figured out that he's OP, and that if you press circle, you win 90% of the time. Everyone who picks Huawei has faux moral
I love that I look for
superiority.
you. Between every single one, I look at you for the fact check, just to see how you're reacting. Because it's the one fighting game that I just don't give a fuck about at all.
Oh, there's probably a whole bunch of arc system works at games that you probably don't give fucks about.
Oh, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
like, I say the one fighting game I don't care about. Like, the only fighting game I really care about is like Mortal Kombat.
You white guys.
Drivers of Tekken. Instead of choosing the most bullshit character, they've chosen the very close second most bullshit character, knowing that everyone's rage and contempt will be directed towards the guy who chooses Eddie Gordo, while they sit there like the guy from The Simpsons that says, fellas. Even though everyone who ever chooses Huawei has one strategy. Stand there, wait until the opponent runs up, kick him in the face. Playing Huawei is easier than getting your bartender's license. Well, I think...
Contrary to what he just said, it's actually a really difficult character to learn. Because most characters only have 2 stances or some shit. Which is like if they've got the left foot forward or the right foot forward.
Yeah.
But Huarang has 4 stances, sort of thing. Where it's left foot
So,
forward,
like,
right foot forward, and then left foot up, back foot, like left foot up, and then right foot up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because he does Taekwondo, a lot of it's kicking, so he's got like 4 stances. So it's really hard to actually play him well.
I think we all learned something today. Make sure you put in the comments what you think my main character is, and Matt's as well. And I think...
What do I think Friendly Jordy means?
King.
He
meant king.
He's a casual as fuck player though. Like, so I don't think he made anything good. I think he probably made Gunjack. He's probably that little kid who made Gunjack and got his ass kicked.
I think that we'll all be not pleasantly surprised as to which those are. And do what you did to your little brother who used to choose Gunjack all the time and perfect KO the like button, because if this video gets to 18,000
What about the fucking
likes,
panda?
We'll do a little let play about two main characters.
Don't tease me with the panda and then not tell me what the panda player's like.
And now we go on to my favorite part of every week.
Okay.
Infomercial of the week.
Okay.
And this...
I don't know what to expect.
I don't know how
I'm covering my
No,
eyes.
it's fine. I'm just gonna let this play out, okay? No, it's okay. I don't know how I keep one-upping myself, but I think this is a peak. I think episode 9 is the real peak of how funny he's going to get.
I don't
We
know.
might have to stop because it's only going to go downhill from here.
I don't think anything could be worse than that fucking mobile phone hat thing. Look how fast it is! Wow!
You're gonna lose your shit from this one. Like, it's like seriously. No, like, seriously.
Share and comment below. Comment.
I'm actually preparing to be disappointed because you're so like, oh, you're gonna fucking, and I'm just like, it's not gonna be that good, is it? Like, this is gonna be the shittest video ever, and you think I'm just gonna lose it. Alright.
You wanna make a bet?
Alright.
You wanna bet dinner tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Alright, we'll bet
dinner
okay.
tonight. I'm thinking HSPs.
Alright, okay, easy. I'm gonna enjoy that free HSP.
As a wife, mother, and former beauty pageant winner, I love to look my best. That's why I'm so excited about Sticky Nips.
With Sticky Nips, I feel sexy, I feel excited, and I feel wow. Sticky Nips is an amazing miracle product that women all over North America and Europe are raving about. Sticky Nips are made to match your every mood, subtle, everywhere, and wow, for that sensuous. Sticky Nips are like a
Check out my nipples, boys!
Sticky Nips on, and I looked in the mirror, I just thought, wow. Sticky Nips are made from soft, natural silicone with body-matching colors, light, medium, tan, and deep. Look and feel fantastic for women of all ages. Order with confidence now. And satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Sticky Nips only $19.95.
For a more beautiful you.
I wasn't sure what they were selling. I was not sure what they were selling when I was watching this. Is this literally a product that has been invented specifically so I can see nipples through a woman's shirt?
Oh yeah, free HSP! Get wrecked, son! See, I don't think I can top that, man. I really don't think I can top that.
I would want that. I've never known a woman to go, I like wearing a shirt, but the only problem is that people can't see my nipples through them.
It's more of a problem with the bra, right? Because the bra prevents
the bra,
yeah. So is this something that they stick... Because you don't even see the product, really. You just see a whole bunch of nips, right?
Yeah.
So, like, is it something that you stick outside the bra? So after you're wearing the bra, the nip show... Is it a bra accessory, or... Like...
Ladies, leave us a comment down below. Do you want people to see your nip bulge? I'm curious to know, because I don't think this is a product anyone fucking wants.
Oh, man.
I know some guys kind of, like, get a kick out of their, like, people seeing their bulge and thinking, wow, that guy's got a big dick.
Yeah.
I would love for people to think my cock is massive. I don't want people to see my bulge. I do not want people seeing my bulge at all. I know some guys do. I most certainly do not. I don't know a lot of guys who can honestly say, yeah, I'd love for someone to be able to see my bulge. I'm very uncomfortable with that. Is this something that women of America are comfortable with?
I don't know. Like, not gonna lie, when I was working in the office, and there were a couple of situations where female workers did have nips poking out.
Bit cold. Not
gonna lie, I paid a lot more attention to when they were talking to me. So I don't know. It's very good for engaging the male mind. Not gonna lie. But yeah,
I still think the phone was more annoying.
It's just like this ad takes you. The ad took you completely by surprise.
Yeah.
The name is
because they don't like this and the last one. Like they don't really explain their product properly enough.
Yeah.
Whereas like the mobile phone guy was really like, look at this. Look how fast that is. Let's do a side by side. Ready? I'm gonna answer a phone. Oh, look how quick that was. Meanwhile, in the other one, yep, just hang on a second. Okay, go ahead. Because, like, yeah. He seemed really proud of his product, or as it seems like these chicks are just trying to make a buck, right?
Yeah. They just act as like that Gojo, because that Gojo guy, I think his name was actually Joe, so it's like, oh, this is the Gojo or some shit, right? So it's probably some shit that he made himself, he produced himself, and he's just like making all these ads himself. It's his own business. This is just like, we need like, now that I think about it, not particularly attractive women to like advertise it. Yeah, and hope some women are dumb enough to buy the shit off Wish or some shit. But yeah, I don't think I can top that. So that's a very fitting way to end the last of our Super Sellout podcast episodes in the single digits.
I know, right?
Episode 9. Ha.
See you later, you beautiful bastards.
And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Is that what he says? Sticky nips.